I used to be somebody before that freak Iuz sent his armies south and ruined everything. We had a nice racket going on in the land of the freelords, or what the rest of the Flanes calls the Bandit kingdoms. We had a territory we ran, and we hustled and stole what we could from who we could. Sure, we fought amongst ourselves, and I'd just as soon stick my dagger into someone from the freelords as anywhere else. But we always banded together when an outside force threatened all of our businesses. But all that changed when Iuz came a-calling. Half of the freelords joined forces with Iuz to save their skins, and the other half got wiped out or sent packing to the other lands, or down into the rift. I was no hero, and neither were any of my mates. So after the massacre of Steelbone Meadows, we did what any guys in our situation would have done. We hightailed it out of there. The only problem is that everywhere we went, there were old enemies waiting. After finally getting corralled by the Ernst soldiers, I was left to rot in a dungeon, waiting for them to decide what to do with me. The way the gods look at us, I don't think we're gonna like what it is they have in store.
And we're live. Woo-hoo! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Return to the Bandit Kingdoms here on Wicked Studios, LLC.
Hi. And welcome. Hello, everyone. I am Will DM, and yes, as Adam said, this is Return to the Bandit Kingdoms, episode 41.
41.
Holy crap. Yeah, so
this is the episode where the stream gets a sports car, a toupee, and a 20-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wait. Oh, okay. Hey, Frank. Happy Tuesday, man. So is that? Do each of us get that? No, on second thought, I don't want a 21-year-old. That's way too much energy.
It's the stream itself gets this.
Oh, well, we're all part of the stream, so I think we should all partake.
No, it's like the friend that you get to live vicariously through.
There you go.
Yeah.
I need to get one of those. Steve, would that be available? Could I do that?
Why are you asking me?
Because you're the most awesome guy I know, man. Don't you know?
What?
That? I mean,
Adam
was. Wait, Adam was, and then he threw a electric blanket.
It's
around
an electric neck heating pad, which may be the greatest invention of all time.
And
my neck and shoulders are super warm right now,
and I'm sure they are. But here's the thing: is I just can't. That my role model just doesn't wear that, man. I'm just saying. When it comes right down to it,
yeah.
What is the greatest invention of all time?
This neck heating pad.
No, like. What do you think?
I think they did. I was going to say they did a vote on that already. It's got to be sliced bread.
I mean, you can slice bread a lot easier than you can heat your neck and shoulders consistently.
That's true. But one you can do in the wilderness without electricity, the other you can't.
Why would I be in the wilderness?
This is true. I forgot.
He's from the Megapolis.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. All right. So anyway, hey, welcome.
Do they have sidewalks in this wilderness you speak of? Because if not, where do you walk?
Park is as crazy as it gets.
Yeah. I hear there's like animals and stuff out there too, man.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
And they're not in cages like at the zoo. It's
so
wandering around.
Wow. And you're talking about cats and dogs, right? Because small ones, because you can't have them too big, because otherwise there's nowhere for them to run about.
So that window right there has got a big tear in the screen from where a bear tried to get in our house last year.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck that. I'll go on the record.
Nope.
Oh, Jerish, you need to move. You know what? I'll start writing letters to your wife. For the safety of the children, I think you really need to start considering this.
Plus, those winters fucking suck.
Yes, exactly. All right. So, again, hey, and welcome to Return to the Bandit Kingdoms. I'm Will DM. This is a streaming 5e Greyhawk role-playing show. I will allow my wonderful cast to introduce themselves, and we're just going to go left to right. So, Michael, go ahead. Tell everybody who you're playing, who you are.
I'm Michael, and I am playing Ash, who is a death cleric who is kind of coming to terms with being a death cleric now. It first started out, he wasn't real into it, but now he's kind of embracing that whole death cleric thing.
Yeah, it's like wearing an electric neck
No,
jacket.
it's not. It's not whatsoever.
You just got to embrace it.
You know what I like though is that you can tell that Michael does play multiple games because he had to think about it for a second. I'm playing a death cleric. All right, Jairus, it's your turn, sir.
I'm Jairus. I'm playing Raleigh. Right now he's Morgan, though. Raleigh's got a bit of an alter ego. As far as cutthroats go, Raleigh is a very nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
As far as cutthroats go.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this is the first time I haven't worn a winter hat in like 6 months. So,
Or
the first fake spring of New England is here. Woohoo.
Things are looking up.
Fuck the winter. And there we go.
Yeah. All right. So, Adam.
Hey, everybody. I'm Adam.
Of the worm neck.
I might just fall asleep here during that. I am so comfortable in this neck.
Your energy level is just going to be like, woo.
Yeah, it's wow. It's wonderful. Anyway, I'm playing Talon Ravengard, a Shatterkai warlock. Who is the reincarnated Silver Wolf, the Ranger. I guess that's it. My next form.
There you go. All right. Steve, it is your turn, sir.
Hello, I'm Steve. I'm playing Wyndon. He is incredibly avaricious and is a criminal, but I don't think is nearly as homicidal as everyone else he's involved with here.
Not even close.
And he's trying to make.
I got to say, you just proved why you're my favorite. You actually use avaricious in a sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have. So there you go. All righty. Excellent. Okay, so that's the cast. And let me go ahead and do a very brief intro recap. Our intrepid Press Ganged Opportunists, as they like to call themselves. Some of them had some of them had their souls stolen. They were forced to go into the Bandit Kingdoms to do bad things and fuck with Iuzians, which they did. Eventually, what ended up happening then is that they got bounced around here and there, finding absolutely no love. Just like they say in the intro, there were enemies everywhere they went. I can't do Adam's voice on that thing. But and then they wound up running into Krasner, who's the Iuzian lesser boneheart who runs the Bandit Kingdoms for Iuz. He thought he was going to force them into working for him by putting these pesky little circlet things, bolting them to their heads, but they found a way out of those, which hurt, but they survived it. And they were sent on a mission to him, though, by him to go down to Red Hand, to Alhaster, the port city in Red Hand, to go and help out Prince Zeech, but not to help out Prince Zeech, but to go and intercept the shipment of souls. It appears while they've been gallivanting about the Bandit Kingdoms, the souls that had been collected of all the different people that were sent out into the Bandit Kingdoms and what have you by some evil doers was found by the good guys in Ernst. And so they've collected them and are supposedly going to be sending them to Greyhawk and Greyhawk City, that is. And
did we know all this backstory?
Yeah, you guys know all it is, but the listeners might not.
Are
you talking about the characters? You talking about the characters might not?
No, I'm talking about all of us.
Yeah. You guys know
this amount of detail. We knew.
Yes, because it was told to you. Mm-hmm. I can't help it. You don't take notes. It's
You
probably
were-
because you're tired from having a warm neck.
You know what? I'm just gonna kick back and relax. You guys do the heavy lifting.
But to wrap it up, so they went down to Prince Zeech's in the port of Alhaster because he's got pirate ships. They get down there. His pirate ships were burned up in a raid against the docks. So Prince Zeech deal with them. They went into the port, which is a haven for pirates. Anyway, they killed a couple of pirate captains, and then Prince Zeech claimed their ships, thus again giving him a new fleet to deal with. So after killing those pirates, that's where we pick up. You guys had just left. We're booking it back to the secret door. Well, not really a secret door, but kind of tucked away door leading back into the segregated city of Alhaster. And
we all left out of different doors too, except
out of the tavern.
Holly, Ash, and the two dead captains left out the front door and on the cart and drove away.
Yeah,
Yes,
as soon as I went into the kitchen to leave out the back door on the left hand side, if we're looking at it, I would have turned invisible.
Okay,
and then made my way back to the little gate that way.
Gotcha. Somebody's banging around. That's
Jairus is doing some construction in his kitchen.
He's fixing that hole in his window that the bear made.
I built myself a very nice drink.
And apparently, instead of just like getting ice cubes like the rest of us, he just has like a large chunk of ice that he has to.
He's got to jack it off.
Got an ice pick in the hand.
It's an ice spray. I don't think you. It's
So,
actually really cool. All right, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Sorry to be a huge distraction. I'm just trying to get a little buzz.
But you know what? You're pretty, so it makes up.
Oh, that was sweet.
Okay, so that's where we pick up from. Everybody has left. I remember Ash or Raleigh or Morgan, actually, because it's Morgan in charge right now, had said something to the crowd, and that's right. Ash was trying to recruit help.
Come and help these captains. Your help. They've been badly injured by this beast, growling beast that you can still hear inside the tavern.
But they don't trust robots because it sounds like that's what you are right now. So you're like, no, we don't trust that guy. His voice is way too mechanical.
Right. And then go ahead. That's what Morgan had done, is then cast an illusion for just more banging around to.
Oh, right, inside.
That's right. That's what that was. Okay. So that's where we're going to pick up. So you guys are going into cart, and then Talon and Wyndon were making their own way on foot back to the door.
Yeah.
And who's got the key?
I believe I do, right?
Wyndon does,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Because he gave you that magic key, and you remember what he said to do?
Wyndon would. Steve doesn't.
You gotta tap 3 times with it, I think, right?
Yeah, you tap 3 times with it.
See, that I remember, but this whole thing about the souls going to Greyhawk and all that shit, no, it doesn't ring a bell.
Don't you remember that Michael had dubbed it the Soul Train?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It's the same
I knew
thing.
it was on a boat. I didn't know where it was going or who took it.
You just know it was being transported. You
Right.
didn't think that there was well. Fair
I mean,
enough.
I'm sure there was a reason it was being transported. I didn't know that we knew that.
No, sometimes you have to
we
take
have
the
it
souls
all.
out. It's like when you got a newborn, you got to drive around the block to get them to sleep. Souls get busted.
yeah.
Twice
And
around the day.
the souls of those present could still be there.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
that's what Wyndon's hoping.
Right,
It
yeah.
fucking better be.
I understand everything else. I just didn't know that we knew why they were being transported, by whom, and where.
You do.
I do now.
Yeah, you do.
How
So-
far away is Zeech's place from here in feet?
Well,
Inches. I'd like to know in inches.
All right, hold on a second. Let
Can
me
I
get-
know in rods, please? I haven't done rods for a while.
And you're not going to either.
Name me a sex tape.
It is. I'll tell you in
More than 500.
It is this
More
far
than 500 rods.
in time from where the gate is, the side gate to Zeech's palace takes you roughly a half hour to 45 minutes to get.
Okay,
through the
so it's
city.
a while. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
As you recall, it sat on a hill that overlooked the rest of the city, for the most part.
Yeah.
And were these guys dead or knocked out? I can't remember.
Oh, you squished the hell out.
They're
of them.
fucking
were
dead.
Okay.
They were
like-
dead.
That's why
dead,
Michael
dead,
collected.
yeah.
I mean, Ash collected them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Why would he
That's what
collect
I thought.
live people?
You
That
know,
would be
Right.
so, yeah.
Well, in Ash's
was I thinking?
defense, he could kill them later.
That's true, I suppose.
I mean,
They're
granted,
easier to transport. They're
yeah,
not.
it's not a precedence that he's set yet, but being a death cleric,
is
could-
there a way without going to that wall that I can get within 500 feet of that castle, or no?
Mm-mm.
All right, then I'll go to the wall. I was trying to make a cooler entrance. That's all.
Yeah, I know.
Shame on you.
How about this? Once you're within 500 feet of the castle, traveling to it, then you can do your drama.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I guess I'll be waiting there for, at the very least, people with the bodies, and then
Okay, so it's not very long. I mean, all said and done, you're there like just a handful of minutes when you hear the click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click of the mule.
and I'll
and,
knock 3 times on the ceiling if they want to let me in.
Oh, they want to.
Twice on the pipe if the answer is no.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you knock on the door 3 times with the key. The key shimmers and vibrates a little bit in your hand. It doesn't do anything right away, but then the door itself does like a little shimmer and then starts opening.
Cool. All right,
and
guys.
I'm following, like, I'm still invisible, and I haven't said anything, and I'm following just shortly behind Wyndon the whole time.
Has anybody seen Talon offhand?
And I say, I can see into your soul.
Wyndon wouldn't startle, but I would.
And I say,
Oh,
And
that's
Wyndon's
great.
used
I am
to
just
it.
kidding.
He
I
just
am-
kind of roll his eyes, I suspect, and go, "Oh,
I don't
there
have
you
a
are."
soul right now, so I don't know what you're seeing.
Yes,
All right, let's
it's
go.
on a boat.
So
I
true.
see it's floating in the ocean. Said, no, I am kidding. I am here behind you. I am invisible.
Yeah, that's okay. You're a jokester is what you are. You're one with the japes. All right, let's go.
I'm working on a new routine.
I like it.
Okay. And
You
remember,
waste too much time.
when you guys were leaving, out of the tavern, the guards started showing up, and they started keeping the crowd back.
Right, but
If you remember.
us at all.
No, they weren't coming after you. They kind of like showed up and goes, "All right, nothing to see here. Back up,
Yeah,
back
they
up."
know outside their bread's buttered on.
Meanwhile,
Oh, yeah.
as far as they know, there's like a 40-foot tall gorilla. And they're just fucking shit out there. Like, nothing to see here. Like,
Mhm.
this is the most ever there was something to see.
Well, they were.
By the way,
kinda-
I think this is the best a plan of ours has ever gone, even though
Yeah,
once
it's about
again,
the
all right, hold on a second.
We
There
didn't-
was no plan, actually.
Well, I was just gonna
You guys went
say,
in.
I was this is
This
the
is what
best
the-
a mission has gone.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that
Right.
because this was the extent of the plan. The plan was, hey, Raleigh's going to go in and try and talk him into something.
Right, and then I was
If
gonna,
it
then
doesn't work,
I was
we'll
gonna
kill
kill
him.
Yeah,
that was the plan.
right.
It worked.
It did work.
Really, more the plan in my head as we were doing reconnaissance for later. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that
still
seems
works.
Somehow I
like-
missed the. We were planning to go in and kill them
Yeah,
now.
that's like an unnecessary trip.
Went to the grocery store. You don't want to go back.
Yeah.
You forgot the milk. We'll get milk another day. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Okay, so you guys make it through, and as you pass through that small gate, it just automatically begins shutting on its own. That small portcullis that was on the other side starts closing, and there's 2 of those Alhastian guards. They're there, just kind of like they wave at you, hi,
Yep.
And then I take it you guys are just gonna go straight up to.
I mean, I'm assuming we're going to want to use some sort of side or back entrance. Obviously, you don't want to go to the front like, here's the dead bodies you wanted.
Woo, got 'em.
They're in chests.
Well, actually, he didn't.
They're packaged up very nicely.
Yeah, he didn't give you an alternative for.
Yeah,
for,
they're.
Oh, you guys put him in the chest. That
So
we had?
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, on the drive over, you said it's like half an hour drive. I'm gonna animate these bodies, and I'm gonna create 2 zombies on the drive over.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem.
And he's doing this floating, attached by rope to the cart.
Sure, why
That
not?
way he can focus. He doesn't have to worry about
Yeah.
walking.
I'm gonna-
That takes so much, memory function and whatnot to walk.
You should really, when you do that,
Yeah,
you
walking.
should tape a board to your feet so people think you're just riding a hoverboard. Hanging onto the cart. Like, oh my god, it's fucking Marty McFly.
So from when we get through the secret door or the magic door to the castle, it's about a half hour. Will, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Mhm. Yeah.
When we walked down this way, did we see a lot of people like who might be curious about? Oh, I don't know, zombies walking around with
Oh, for
They-
sure there would be.
They stay sitting in the cart until I tell them to get out. So I mean, they're very docile and do whatever.
Okay, all right. I guess that way we could at least.
But now,
make it seem
are
like-
they
I mean,
recognizable?
they can even turn and wave.
These
That's
are
what I'm worried about.
recognizable people, though.
They've been pretty
not as-
smooth.
Yeah, not
Right?
as jacked up as they are. They have bolts
Yeah.
sticking
So-
out of them. They've been crushed by a
My
large
personal
ape.
opinion is we want to keep this on the down low, right? So we
Right,
want,
right.
Yeah,
We don't want to showcase them.
Yeah, we want to kind of
Right.
know.
That's
They can
fine.
be animated in their chests.
Right, but we don't want to bring
Yeah.
maybe animate them once we get to the place, because the whole point is that Zeech wants
He
them
wants
dead and doesn't want to be
plausible
connected.
deniability.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
You're babbling and begging me not to animate them.
yes, please. At least for now, anyway.
Although, to be fair, the half an hour that he would have spent animating them would have been before.
Well, we were all together, so
Yes, yeah, and Morgan wouldn't have. Morgan would have just.
Well, it
let
wasn't
him-
a half hour to that gate. It was a half hour
no,
from the
it
gate to
would
the
have been
house.
after we passed the
Right.
gates. I mean,
Oh,
if everybody sees me start getting prepared and ready, and you're like, no, wait. I'll sigh heavily.
Of
I know.
course.
You have
Fine.
all night. You have all night to animate
The
the dead.
patience of Narul is really, truly a great thing. Well done.
Yeah, it is very much so.
So,
That's what I hear.
Be a different rule.
Yeah, it's the one that Lady Juliana worships, not you. Not yours.
And when you animate them, you should probably take off their coats, maybe at least, and maybe slice off their faces so they are not recognizable
Oh
to.
my god. Okay,
others.
so
We don't want naked zombies running around.
I'm
What
just
kind of
saying they're
weird
co-
sitcom is this?
I'm just saying that would be a weird sitcom. I'm just saying that tonight on Naked Zombies.
wow. Yeah.
I'm just saying we don't want them recognizable.
No.
well, I figure Zeech has
Well,
some.
you've got these big chests. You just leave
Yeah.
them in there.
I'm
Right,
saying, but
that's-
at some point we all know he's going to animate these things. They're going to be following us around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I imagine their faces are pretty well like Jared Leto.
That's why just take off
Yeah.
their coats then. Take off their coats.
If you don't, let's put it this way: if you don't clean them up, they will be pretty unrecognizable.
But I imagine
And
they're wearing like pirate captain coats.
Correct. yeah, and if you were to take some of their clothing, but not all of their clothing, they would,
I didn't want them fully naked.
Just one of the
yeah.
most
they
extravagant
can have
pieces.
pasties.
Yeah, Frank
Thank
Creed
you.
says put disguises on the zombies. We'll get them big
Exactly.
sombreros, fake mustaches, and dark sunglasses.
Then we'll
Those,
have a
Groucho-
weekend at Long
Groucho-
Island.
and then let's go to their house and throw a party.
Yeah.
We pretend they're alive.
All right, so we're on
Yeah.
the path to the castle. Do we know of any other way in, or we only know about the front gate? I guess. Huh?
just the
Yeah.
front gate. Just the front gate.
Okay, cool.
So you guys make your way. You go up again.
The only ones that they really saw were Raleigh and Talon anyway.
coming out. Correct.
No, not coming out. Coming out, they saw Ash and Talon and Raleigh. Because I went out the back and turned invisible. I'm still invisible, by the way. What's
Well-
up, Ladybug?
They didn't really see much of.
That was the chat,
Hey.
not to you guys.
Yeah.
Figured. I
Hey,
figured.
Ladybug.
I got that
The,
context.
Well, the Ash really wasn't the number one thing is they saw some guy in a crazy coat
Yeah.
which was Raleigh. Now
Right.
Morgan's in charge, and
The
the goat's not on.
right. And I'm invisible.
And he
still.
just went whoop, and turned you to an 8, and then that's pretty much you're pretty sure that the entire story is. So this dude goes in, he starts talking to him, and next thing you know, he's this huge 8, smashes the hell out of him. Damnedest thing I ever saw. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, during this trip,
guy
yeah.
cleaned away the bodies. Looked like a death priest in Neural. That There you go. That's the story.
But I was also standing there. I'm a little recognizable, which is why I'm still invisible for the walk home.
Yep.
Well, you
Makes
went
sense.
back and were shooting from the. Oh no, that was Wyndon that was shooting.
Yeah, I was sitting at the bar shooting people.
But I just look like an ordinary guy, and in the chaos of a giant ape.
Well, and what I'm
yeah.
trying to say is, you guys standing there, even like okay, Talon standing there shooting. Nobody was really paying any attention to you,
Yep.
Talon.
Just
They were looking at
right.
you
No, I know, but
fucking
just in
egg.
case.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to be safe.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Mhm.
So, all right, we're gonna try to get in through the front, I guess.
Yeah.
With the cart full of
Oh yeah.
full of dead people. Cool.
Yeah.
So,
So, by the way,
when
I
you
put the
guys-
little chest with all of your monies onto the cart as well because.
Oh yeah, I'm. Yeah. Wyndon will take a minute or two to get back the money he gave Raleigh.
When the cart and you guys come pulling up to the driveway, so to speak, of Prince Zeech's palace, Captain Bergen is there, and he's just standing out there waiting. And there's like a small army of servants, like maybe 10 of them, that are just standing there in line, in the back shadows, just waiting. And as you pull up, the captain comes walking down the steps to where you guys are at, and he goes, "I heard."
I just sneak up to him quietly
I'm
and say
impressed.
in his ear, "Mission accomplished."
Okay, hold on a second.
You'll be lucky if he doesn't stab you.
He tries to punch you,
Yeah.
and he whiffs the air. You're able to
Yeah.
get out of the way, and he's like, "What the hell?"
I just go. And they say it's me, Talon Ravengard. I am invisible.
Yes.
This is me.
If you don't mind, please don't do that.
My apologies.
It-
I'm working
apologies.
I'm working on the new act.
And if what my informants have told me, you've brought the bodies as well.
Yes, they're in a trunk.
Proof of death, of course.
Excellent. So he walks over to the cart, opens up the chest.
Maybe we do this inside.
He looks in. We're fine here, and he closes it. And he goes over to the other chest, opens it, looks in, closes it. Yes, within Alhaster proper, we really don't have to worry so much. It's when you're outside of the walls, in the other places of Alhaster, that we have to worry about people seeing you.
Yes, I believe there was talk about a gemstone worth exactly 150 gold
Bergen
pieces.
just turns around and starts walking away. He goes to the servants. He whistles and, "Please take those chests and put them into the parlor, Prince Zeech's parlor, would you please?" And then the servants come rushing down off of the steps. They grab the chests and start hauling them.
Wait, my playthings. Those are my toys.
And
You'll get them back later.
Captain Bergen turns around and goes, "Your toys. You wish to keep those?"
Absolutely.
Well, after the prince sees them, I'm sure he'll have no problem with gifting them to you.
Excellent. Excellent.
There's your payment.
and so, captains, if you're hungry, the run of the palace is yours. Any room you're not supposed to be in will be locked. You won't be able to get in. Please don't try it.
I could get in. I think to
ahead.
myself.
Please go ahead and you can eat and drink and rest, what have you. We expected you to be gone much longer than this, but the prince will see you at I don't know, because you guys left. It was still early. It was like
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And he says basically the prince will see you before dinner. In his
Is there a large boulder around here somewhere? Just taking boulder inventory, like close by.
Well, it is kind of a rocky place. Are you looking for a rock large enough to fit like a Morty-sized person within it? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
But one
Or
also
are you?
capable
Oh, you're
of,
looking for you to go hide in.
Oh no, not
No.
right now. No.
and something capable of being dropped into the sea.
Okay. Well, this is a well groomed area and groomed land. So, Michael, what I'm going to have you do is go ahead and give me a roll on a D20, and I will say that you'll be able to find one that would work if you roll under a 5 or under.
Oh.
8.
So
close.
you find a bunch of rocks, but just none that they're all like decoratively put. Because part of the front of Prince Zeech's stylish palace, he's got gardens.
He's got like a
There's lots
stone
of-
garden. Sure.
Oh, yeah, man,
There's
he's
a
got all the-
waterfall. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
you betcha.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful,
lots of
yeah.
flowers and shit like that. Yeah. So I mean, it's a very nice place.
Mhm.
Very nice place.
Yeah.
Very decadent.
We'll probably be able to find something closer to the shore.
Yeah.
More than likely.
So, is there anything you guys wanted to do before, or do you want to jump ahead to later with the meeting with Prince Zeech before dinner?
I would just do a little meditating, short rest style, as it were. But that's it for me. And I would do it back in the
I might
room
walk
that they
around
had
the
given me.
palace looking for alternate ways in or out, but that'd be about it.
Yeah, I would just
Okay.
go straight to my room and meditate.
Yeah, I would definitely go for a long walk, checking out anything that looks interesting.
Singing softly to himself in the moonlight.
Okay. Are you going to walk through the
Probably-
city?
No, just like the palace area. The
Okay, because
gardens,
and there's plenty of grounds here, and the gardens surrounding it are extensive and beautiful. So I mean, if you wished so. Okay, and was Morgan going to do anything in particular, or just...
Morgan will accompany Ash. He just kind of got like a lot of nervous energy. He seems very restless, so he doesn't want to be cooped up in his room, and it's just kind of happy to follow Ash around as long as he's walking and staying busy and try to keep his mind occupied.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Yeah, not a problem then. Okay, so then the time rolls around. Essentially, wherever you guys are at, miraculously, a servant comes running up to you. It seems that maybe they were keeping tabs on where you're at, and says, "I'm here to show you to the prince's room."
Excellent.
So each one of you are taken, and you're taken through the palace. If you didn't walk through the palace itself during that time, beautiful. This place is decked out. I mean, Zeech is loaded. You can tell. Okay, the place itself is immaculate. Expensive paintings, expensive rugs. Just like all kinds of like knickknacks. Everything. The place looks great. They lead you into, which is where you can essentially, you consider to be the center of the palace, and in through some very what do they call that when your wood doors are shiny? Anyway, that was for. Anyway.
Wow.
So-
Don't yell at us like that. It makes me nervous, and I'm very I'm very relaxed here with
Yeah.
my
Watch
neck
your
heated
zen.
head, and I would prefer to stay.
Obviously, you guys don't remember when I couldn't think about.
No, I remember.
oily.
Yeah.
You had your well-oiled doors. Yes.
So you guys just weren't going to give me. I see how it is.
Yeah.
We're
We were
just
hanging
also
you out to
scared.
dry.
Terrible people.
Yeah.
What can we say?
Yeah.
So
You knew this going in.
yeah, you're led through a pair of inort cherry wood doors into a
Ornate, do you mean?
Yeah. What did you say?
What did I say?
Or Nort.
Inort.
Inort?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you meant ornate.
Yeah.
No, we're going with a Nort today.
Yeah.
Kind of a combination. And that's what you call an ornate door. Is a
Yes. And it's oiled, so you know it's ornate.
Still slick to the touch.
Yeah, the inside of this place is full of deep, comfy leather chairs. There's an extremely big fireplace against one wall that has a fire going in it. Nice. Books all over the place, maps on the walls, and there's one extremely large circular table in the center that has a number of maps on it. One really big map of the Near-Div is right unfolded out on it. There is two servants in here that are essentially posted right next to what appear to be, not appear to be, they are refreshment tables with like pitchers and goblets and all kinds of things along these lines. When you're brought in, you're shown to comfy chairs and told to take, make yourself comfortable. Captain Bergen is in there. He just is like standing off to one side, and he gives everybody a curt nod as they come in and file in. So you guys are all in there. The servants come up to each one of you, make sure you have something to drink if you want it, and so forth. And it goes, again, you're starting to see the pattern here. It's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then the door opens up and Zeech comes in. This guy is chronically fashionably late. Mm-hmm. So he comes walking in, and he's just got a grin plastered all over his face from ear to ear, and he's like, "Gentlemen, oh, you did so well today." He's decked out in what appears to be, it's sort of like a Nehru jacket. It's white, a silk or satin type material.
Is he holding a Persian cat?
No, he's not that kind of guy. He's got pants to match. They've got like sort of, think of Sergeant Pepper with less pepper, okay? And of course, which seems to be all the fashion.
He's an understated Sergeant Pepper.
There you go. And what seems to be a fashion item with most of the male population of all Haster, he's wearing jack boots. And he comes in, is like, gentlemen, I cannot believe it. I heard what happened. It's spectacular. And he goes walking over to Morgan. He goes, Raleigh, my man. And he gets your hand and he shakes his. You did an excellent job. And kudos on the new somber look. Gives you a little bit more of an edge. So
I appreciate your pomp, but really, we are in a hurry. We have secured your boats, so can we leave now?
He is no longer Raleigh. He is now a man named Morgan, who shares a body and perhaps some sort of personality. I do not understand.
Yes. My name is Morgan, your Ellerdeer. Again, we are in a hurry.
That is interesting. Well, I'm sorry, Morgan. I'm Prince Zeech. I'm the ruler here, and you're in a hurry to. Well, we have to wait. There's a window in which to catch the ship, so we have time to relax. It's all right.
So you can see he's wringing his hands for a second, and he's like, he takes a deep breath, and he's, well, if we have to wait, then we have to wait.
I have never seen you this agitated, Morgan.
My hold on Raleigh has gotten weaker. I don't know. There was a time when I felt that I could gain control if I really needed, and he's become better at shutting me out at a time where I most need control. I need to get home, gentlemen. I need to get home.
It was mostly just a statement. I didn't necessarily expect a story to go with this.
Don't worry, Morgan. We'll make sure you get home. Where's your home, by the way? I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you. I mean, I've met everybody else, and
I don't know where your home is either, do I?
Other half Raleigh, but I'm Zeech. Nice to meet you. You guys did a bang up job. It was spectacular. And he goes, it's like for the first time. How he missed it, you don't know, because those two chests that have the dead bodies in them, they're sitting in the middle of the floor.
Right. Yeah.
And you can actually see too. There's like the carpet that it's sitting on is stained and like dark from where blood is leaked out of it.
He should just get a red carpet
Ash is
for
just
here.
standing there staring down at them, tapping his fingers, just a little smile on his face.
But so Zeech goes down and he opens one up and he goes, "Oh, wow.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, man."
Excellent, beautiful.
He throws the other one open. He goes, Well, gentlemen, that was, I don't know what to say. Spectacular. But yes,
they will make excellent additions to my army.
And I believe that there was a form of payment that we had discussed.
Yes, something about a gem of 100 gold piece value.
150 gold pieces exactly.
150 gold piece value.
It
Like,
could probably be worth more. I'm just
you
like,
know,
minimum it has to be worth.
Zeech is like, we tossed the entire palace, Talon. We looked everywhere, and I couldn't find one for 150.
We found 149.
I'm sorry. Exactly. It's like, I'm sorry, we looked, and then he like reaches in his pocket and he pulls out, but I found one for 500. Woo! There you go, buddy. That's for you. Good job.
I will take it.
He slaps your arm.
You're like trying to guess how much of this you have to chisel off.
So excellent. So we're gonna have dinner. It'll be a great dinner, and then you guys can get ready to go and intercept this.
And I would
Thank you, Lord Gasumba, for 500 cheers.
Yes, that is correct.
As
That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks,
I'll get
Jake.
it down. I'll get it down.
You're the man among men, sir. I don't care what anybody says. So,
What does anybody say?
I've never heard anything but that. I don't know what circles you're hanging out in.
Well, everybody does know. I mean, you're the upper crust of the people that I associate with. So you can imagine how deep down the rest of the folk
That's
I know
true.
go.
Well, good God for you if we're your friends who can take home tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oof.
So Zeech goes over and he like throws open the doors on the other side of his den area where you guys have all met, and it leads right into a banquet hall. And he's like, "Come on in. It's good time.
I'll be there in a few minutes.
Okay, not a problem. All right.
He wants to.
I need to make some preparations first. I have some entertainment for tonight.
Oh, for
And
goodness
It'll be
sake.
exciting.
Right, Captain Bergen at that time when you say that he steps up to and next to Prince Zeech and he goes, he would like the bodies, and Zeech goes, oh well, sure, I don't need them now. Have fun with them, I guess. I don't know. Here, I'm going to close the doors though. Okay, we're going to be eating in here, so after
I'll be in 10 minutes. I'll just be right behind you.
Oh, okay. So he closes the door. Everybody comes in, and everybody starts kicking it and sitting down, and getting served and getting their food together and whatnot. So Zeech seems to is still going after this tiger's tail, and he goes, "So Morgan, you seem nervous, or you said you were in a hurry. Is there anything that I can help? Because honestly, I'd love to employ all of you guys. I think you've got a bright future here in Alhasser. I would love for you to continue to work for me and to provide a valuable service for the up and coming kingdom of Alhasser, of Red Hand. And I think you would be invaluable."
He looks him up and down for a second. He says, I appreciate your interest, kind prince, but my lot in life is not to serve another. I am to be Duke of the Shieldlands. My boy could be king, but first,
okay.
I must get home to him. My wife is pregnant, you see. Has been for some time. I may be a father now, for all I know.
Gotcha.
I've been gone for 13 years. She may still be pregnant. I don't know how this works.
And he goes, that's fabulous. Excuse me 1 second. He calls over Captain Bergen. Captain Bergen. He whispers something to him and whatnot, and Captain Bergen does the click of the heels. Click. Of course
He does. Yeah.
And then he leaves and he goes, "Oh, so you're royalty of the Shieldlands, because you know who Zeech is. Zeech is considered probably one of the greatest villains of the Shield Lands.
Oh well, then shit, I would not have said.
He's considered a traitor.
You're not
Okay.
Zeech.
All right. So this is why that's why we're having this part of the conversation.
Sure.
Yeah, he's the Allhaster Red Hand used to be part of the Shield Lands until good old Prince Zeech went, fuck you guys, I'm gonna be on my own kingdom.
Okay, yeah, no, in that case, he play it much closer to the vest.
Okay, I figured as much. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
thank you.
So Captain Bergen is still in the room.
He would just give some about. He would say like his wife is with child and he needs to get home to her. It's enough of the truth. But...
I understand. You know, we could have her brought here. And I mean, I'll give you guys houses, the whole 9 yards. I mean, you name it, you need it. I'll make sure you guys are all well taken care of. Just do me a favor. Just consider it. You don't have to give me an answer now. And if the answer is still no, I'll understand. You know, a man of his own integrity is a man of his own integrity. I totally get it.
May I ask you a question?
You can ask me
in
three.
this regard.
Sure.
You have guests here.
Uh-huh.
They work with a beast.
A beast.
A-
Okay, you're gonna have to be a little more specific.
An orc captain of some renown.
An orc captain of some renown.
Yes. And well,
Okay.
more of a general, I suppose. War chief, I don't know what they call them. They are savages.
Are you talking about Vossler and Lady Juliana?
Indeed.
Ah, yes. I think who you're referring to is actually a hobgoblin.
Oh, whatever the fuck he is, yes. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't like either. I don't like anybody, really.
It would appear so, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Continue. Not to
Right.
interrupt you, but yes, I
Yes,
figured.
a hobgoblin. His name is
Ulgin.
Ulgin, yes.
Yes. You think you would remember the name?
I was gonna call him Ulrich.
It's Ulrich.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
You know what? I confused you guys. I should have just left him alone. He did nothing to anybody. This guy's fine.
I thought you were someone else. My bad.
Yeah.
This creature is
Mhm.
responsible for the deaths of my wife and my child, and I would
Really?
yeah, and I will see him dead. My
That is
question to
terrible.
you, yes, it's awful. But my question to you is,
Mm-hmm.
what is it worth to you to help me in this endeavor to get close to this beast?
That's easy. About 10,000 standing. And you know exactly what that means.
Well, that's 10,000 troops ready
Yeah,
to go.
you got it.
Yep.
If you can
Because
get
that's
me
what
that,
Hobgoblin army.
if you can get me that,
Right.
I will hold the son of a bitch down.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Because I like you better. Because I don't know if you noticed. Well, okay, never mind. I shouldn't probably go into that. But yes, I would help you.
So Morgan leans into to Talon at this point. He says, "We can do that."
All right.
About then, the door opens, and
I was waiting.
two
Okay.
mostly naked zombies with stacks over their head and big eye holes cut in them, and they're like shuffling, but they're kind of shuffle dancing. They're like together. They're like just dancing. Well, it's like a ballroom dance, only it's like zombie shuffle, and they're like just kind of pirouetting around the room or whatever.
We didn't sing. It's like you store up all your whimsy and just use it for this one very narrow dark.
Yeah.
It's going to appeal to like one person in the room, but it's going to be the greatest thing they've ever seen.
And Zeech has definitely got a weird sense of humor. Let's see how much he enjoys it. The higher the roll, and then what am I doing? We're gonna let you roll it, Michael. The higher the roll, the more he enjoys it.
All right,
Just give me a 20.
13.
13.
Of average.
That's
So
fair enough.
he finds it to be
Slightly above average.
yeah, he finds it
Somewhat
amusing.
diverting.
Yeah, and he goes, "Oh, that's marvelous. That's spectacular." And you start to get the feeling that he's being really nice to you guys. He's just a very personable guy anyway, but he seems to be being very personable because he still has this whole, hey, you should come work for me. I'm the best boss in the world. That is actually that's spectacular, Ash. But could you just leave him in the other room now until at least we're done eating?
Oh, they can stand here and wait upon us.
No.
Excellent servants.
I'd rather they don't.
No.
Sorry.
I don't think that is
I
sanitary.
appreciate that, but I really don't want to be served by a zombie.
It's the smell.
All
really.
sorts of health
They're
violations.
still
Their
fresh.
hands will never be.
Yes, but their bladders and bowels have released. I'm just going to point that out. And at that point, he like does another whistle and he points at a servant, and the servant just goes, "Oh man!" And he starts getting like a bucket of water and start cleaning up after him.
Very well. I shall post them on guard duty in the hallway.
Oh, thank you so much. Excellent. Okay. So anyway,
So then they start marching back and forth in front of the door.
he whistles again towards the same servant that's cleaning up after him, and he like goes over there very tentatively and opens the door and lets him shuffle out, and then he closes it. So tomorrow, you're going to leave around noon. This is what I've been told. And he looks at Bergen. Is that what am I doing? Why am I telling him this? I don't even really know what's going on. You tell him. And so Bergen, yes, of course, Your Majesty. The boat will be outfitted and ready to go at noon tomorrow, which should meet the window from the intelligence that we've gathered as far as intercepting this boat out on the narrative in its attempt to make it south towards Greyhawk. You will be escorted by one of the Red Hand's most finest captains. And we've prepared these for you. And he like goes over to a table, opens up a small wooden inlaid box, and he picks up the box and then comes around and he pulls out a scroll. This is a scroll of teleportation. The ship that you will be traveling upon is not going to attempt to board the ship because, well, we don't want to lose it. We just got it. And frankly,
It still has that new ship smell.
We do anticipate this ship being heavily guarded. So you can use the scroll to teleport aboard and then take care of what's necessary. And then they will pick you up. They will remain at a safe distance. Who should I give this to?
Morgan reaches out and takes it quickly.
No, give it to our wizard. Give it to our wizard.
That's
And-
not me. That's Morgan.
Yeah.
He looks at Wyndon for a second, and there's a little bit you can see, like almost like resentment there. It'd be like if you were in like Einstein's in your class, and then there's like the one kid who's kind of
give it to the smart kid.
So he will give it to Morgan, and he goes, as well as the scroll. He pulls out a folded up piece of it appears to be some sort of like leather. It's been like folded and folded and folded and folded, and it's tied. It's only about, I don't know, like 4 by 4 inches squared. And he goes, "This is a bag of holding." Something that
Wyndon will hold on to this.
we don't know what to anticipate as far as how these souls are being collected or how they're being stored upon the ship. So that being said, we figured it might be worthwhile to provide you with something that would allow you to carry more than would be possible by just your 4 sets of hands.
That would be an awesome thing to carry zombies in.
Yeah, I'm taking that bag.
Wyndon will take the bag.
Okay, so he walks over and he gives it to Wyndon. Okay.
Yep.
Then he starts walking over and he starts. So he hands the bag to Wyndon, and then he pulls out of the box what looks like a glass.
I can't wait to see who gets the heart in the brain.
He pulls out a glass test tube with a cork in it with a reddish liquid, and he hands it to Wyndon. He goes, "That is a draft of healing. I figured each one of you, and out of game terms, it's a greater healing potion.
Ooh,
Yes, and so he'll walk around and he'll hand one to each of you.
cool.
Okay.
Goes, and there it is. Now, am I correct in the assumption that the man Trent is going to be accompanying you? He's insisted that he is
That's
going on
fine.
this foray.
I
Excellent.
just what exactly? So we're going to collect as many souls as we can get. And do you want the boat itself as well? I'm trying to see what you want us to
If
bring back.
possible, if you're able to dispatch the entire crew, we will definitely take the boat. That's one more boat.
But
to
at
add
least
to
the soul, as many souls as we can grab, is what.
the souls are the number one importance because,
Again, if you could remind me, what is your plan with the souls?
and then he looks over at Prince Zeech, and Prince Zeech is like, oh. He finishes chewing because he's eating the entire time that was going. He wasn't even paying attention. He like wipes his mouth, puts his napkin down. He goes, "Oh, nothing really. I'm just doing this because appearances. You know, I got to keep up appearances. I'm not quite ready to do what I need to do, if you know what I mean."
No, what is that? That is very interesting to me. You are a fascinating man.
See, this is where Adam should take better notes. I think.
Maybe I'm not even looking at my notes.
No, that's all right. When you got a
he
comfy
was supposed to
electric-
bring he was supposed to bring him to the.
when you got an electric blanket around your neck,
Nothing matters, man.
Nothing matters. Just all chill.
Nothing matters but the heat on my neck and shoulders.
There it is.
Anyone can see.
So he was supposed to deliver him to the Iuzians, yeah?
Well, and that's so Zeech looks up and
Is
goes,
that right?
yeah. Zeech looks up and goes, basically, Krasner wants him. So
Yes.
Krasner told me to do it. And unfortunately, I'm not in a position to say no to Krasner right now.
Yep, makes sense.
So I'm
Understood.
collecting them. Now, after finding out what I found out, I mean, if some go missing, I completely understand. I mean, you guys,
Makes sense.
I mean,
sense.
I don't know what it's like not to have a soul. So
It's
if
not
you,
great.
if you find your soul, I mean, personally, I don't know how it affects you. I mean, you guys all look fine to me, but what can I say?
Well, it's only two of us who are currently, as far as I'm aware, anyway.
That are
miss-
deep emotional scars that are.
Although, if I could find the missing soul of my good mentor friend Three Toes, I would release it so that he may go find his peace with Nerul.
You think now this is the hypothesis. Well, I won't even begin to say a hypothesis. I will say this. You know for a fact
That when you
when Silverwolf died,
my soul
his body was destroyed. His soul was released. From
that's
the
how the Raven Queen was able to capture it.
That's how she was able to capture it. Yes. That's
Then
why
I have zero interest in this mission. I'll be staying here.
That's really funny.
So there's a direct correlation, you think, in the destruction of the remaining vessel and the captured soul. Okay, so that's for sure. But that also means that there's hundreds of people without souls still roaming around.
Right.
So there you go. Now, if for those who remember back to this, is not something that your characters would know, but anybody who listened to the Good Guy interludes, it was talked about in there that a bunch of people were shipped to Greyhawk that were the soulless ones. Yep.
God, it's like
you don't even pay attention. I know.
I'm just gonna go.
Warren Starcoat, who is a part of the Circle of Eight.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he actually had a bunch of the people shipped back to Greyhawk ahead of time because they weren't sure and they wanted to take their time with the room in which it was in and the souls. Because remember, when the good guys, not that you guys know, but when the good guys went in there, some of the containers broke.
Right.
And souls were released, and they were like released into these like raids that attacked you.
We think we actually may have seen what was his name? Three Toes' soul be released if we're looking at different timelines here.
Correct. Correct.
Because one dissipated as we walked into that room.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
And it had a violent look to it.
It could have been him. It could have been. So that's basically what's going on. I mean, you guys only know that the as you call it, the soul train, that they finally are ready and are shipping the souls to Greyhawk for further analysis by members of the Circle of Eight, because the Circle of Eight have found out, one, Iuzians wants them for whatever the hell the reason Iuzians wants them, so they want them, and for two, the name of Caractacus has been floating around connected to all of this. And that has definitely got them interested.
Right.
Yes.
That's all I'm concerned about.
Yeah. So there you go.
No offense. And besides, getting Wyndon and Raleigh's souls back, that's important to me too.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Secondary. We always need a secondary goal.
High on the list.
Yeah.
Speaking of goals,
Go ahead.
Wyndon's going to at some point bring up the fact that they were promised 5,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Where they
each, I believe, right?
You are totally correct. Oh my gosh. And I'm so sorry.
Can't
I'm so
believe I
sorry.
forgot this. My
And
accountant is off on vacation.
He claps his hands. He goes, we looked and we looked high and low through the castle.
Oh, I know this joke. And
we couldn't find that much gold, but we found that much platinum. And
all
so
right, I'll take it.
a servant, it's pretty much the same thing. It's not a servant. Captain Bergen goes over. He gets another box off of this table over in the corner, walks over, and he deposits a sacks next to each of you.
Sweet.
With the money in it. And he goes, and Zeech is like, man, best money ever. Best money ever. So yeah, so you guys go get these souls, not a problem. We can keep Krasner off my back, which is great. You get me 10,000 standing, we'll kill that hobgoblin son of a bitch, preferably human. If there's some kind of way you could drum up 10,000 humans, I would be down.
Well, I would not be dealing with monsters.
Yeah.
So not human.
No offense. What are you?
I am Shadurkai.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I mean, no offense. I mean, you look like a gray elf. Well, not a gray elf, but like your skin, it's gray. I've never seen an elf that is gray.
Because I am not the elf, I am Shadurkai. You see, it's a long story. I am from the realm of shadows.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, does anybody else have any other questions for him? Because otherwise, it'll just be a pleasant dinner, and then
I got paid. And
what's our platinum? What's the ratio? I forget.
500 platinum.
500. So it's 10.
Platinum.
Okay.
Yours
where is
is
Juliana?
Is 450?
yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
You asked where's Juliana?
Yes.
She's in the Temple of Nerul.
There's a temple. Well, I must go there.
Did he?
Okay.
Did he say we're doing this noon tomorrow, or was
Yes.
it the day
Noon
after?
tomorrow.
Okay, perfect, great.
Noon tomorrow.
So then afterwards, Wyndon's happy to just go up and go to bed and get
So
ready.
yeah, as soon as soon as I learn there's a temple, I'm like, give me an escort. Me and my zombies are headed there. So.
Sure.
Give me an escort.
Is there any way that? And he calls one of the servants up and he says, "Get me a bunch of big baggy clothes, okay? We're gonna dress them up, okay, and put the hoods over them so they'll just look like regular people but with really bad posture, okay? Because I'm trying to, I don't know if you've noticed, I've tried to keep up appearances. Yeah, so you got it. I'm trying to keep everything nice around here, and well, undead just kind of like ruin it. But that's why the Temple of Nerul is over in Westgate. So you can go over there. Yeah, she's over there with a lot of her followers. And they're getting. I'm giving them free reign to go. She can decorate, do whatever she wants with Westgate. I could care less about that. All right. Well, if nobody else has any questions for me, I got a date.
Before you go, Prince
Sure.
Zeech, you strike me as a man who knows where to find, say, the finer things in life.
Why,
And,
yes, I do. Thank you.
I haven't had much time to explore your fine. You call this a city here? Yes.
Mhm.
I bet he's looking for hookers.
I am looking for hookers.
Well, you
No,
can
I
show
am
it to
looking
Fred
for-
Ash.
Rare, but mystical artifacts of legend, relics, special items. If you catch my meaning.
No. I don't have any. I mean, is there something in specific that you're looking for? Something that you need for tomorrow? I mean,
No, nothing specific. It just.
we got a
I'm not
library.
often in quite such fine places as this. It's usually camps on the side of a river
Right.
somewhere, and
Okay. Yeah. No.
I just
Yeah,
have an
I
eye
understand.
for the extraordinary. Is all.
I gotcha. Yeah. No. Sorry.
No problem. No problem.
What's this? I want to see Umbro levitating above the litter borne by his zombies. It's coming, Frank. Trust me, it's coming.
Hashtag zombie love.
And Zeech goes, if you need someone to show you around the town, I can definitely do that for you. But aside, we have a library. It's kind of small, but I mean, it's an amazing library. It's full of amazing books. I'm sure you would enjoy just reading all about it. Reading the books in there. But yeah.
Sure. That's I got
Okay.
some time to kill. I'll check out the library.
Sure. Normally it closes about now, but for you, without a doubt, we'll keep it open. Not a problem. Special just for you. So yeah. Okay. Well,
He bows.
that having been said, gentlemen, best of luck tomorrow. I don't know if I'll see you, but my man Bergen here will make sure that you're all squared away and taken care of. And all right. Well, I do. And he leaves out one of the other doors out of the place. He doesn't leave out of the door where the zombies are at. He some other way.
I don't want to leave out that door either, honestly.
Right.
After Prince Zeech leaves, that's when you see that Captain Bergen, who has been standing at attention at the entire time, he actually comes over, gets a plate, sits down, and he starts eating at that point.
Cool.
Can I ask
So,
one
Captain,
question?
you'll be-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You'll
Steve.
be guiding us tomorrow, or at least leading us to where we need to be. Is that correct?
No.
No.
I
Sorry.
will just be your handler to see you onto the boat. Captain Claxton is going to be taking care of you, and she will be captaining one of the brand new ships that we have been able to put into the fleet due to your gentleman's fine work.
So maybe you don't have this information, but the scroll that Morgan has, what's the range on that spell?
I'll tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Okay,
I
because
do
I'm
believe
assuming we
it's
have to
at
be.
quite a distance. If Morgan, you can open it up and take a look at it. It's basically it's got a distance of 500 feet.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if we're like a regular teleport, we could
No.
just don't even need a boat. We could just teleport to the
No.
ship where it's at. So okay,
Well, you would have to know where it's at.
right. But if we saw it going on the river, though, we could be like, aha, and then
Right. It's the difference between
this is the
dimension
wrong
door
boat.
and
This is,
teleportation.
right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And actually, as you're looking at the scroll, Morgan,
Yeah.
you notice that's exactly what it is. It's not a teleportation scroll at all.
Right.
It's some
It's like
kind of
a
specialized.
group dimension door.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
along those lines. It's
He is a little disappointed when he looks at it.
yes, understand.
Because he could have just been like, "See ya," and gone to the
Yeah, no,
jail
that's
land.
like reached out and grabbed it because his plan was to help you guys get the souls, be a nice guy, and then after that teleport home.
Cool.
So okay, was there any more questions or anything? Or
That's
Why
all I
isn't
got.
this a better teleportation spell?
Bergen shrugs.
Yeah.
Those things are expensive.
I
All
was
right.
not
Yeah, right.
not involved in the procurement of said scroll.
Do we have any intel on the boat itself? How many people we might expect, crew or otherwise, on there?
The intelligence that we learned of was that the ship transporting the souls would be leaving tomorrow on the morn.
And there's no special captives we have to have. We could theoretically ice everyone there, and your Zeech is okay with that.
Yes.
Okay.
If you could get the boat back, you didn't impress my lord even more. He's already impressed with you, if you could not tell. But yes.
The word is man crush.
Well, that's all I need. Thank
the
you.
word is crush, man.
I will be sure to tell my lord that you have a crush on him, Mr. Talon. But
Yes, thank you.
yes. And then
I actually don't mind this guy. This is the first NPC that I've liked. So you can repeat that.
Okay.
Go figure it. Hiring works out better than enslaving. Who'd have thunk?
Right? Yeah. Okay, so Bergen finishes up, and then he leaves, and then the servants will show you about to do what you want at that point in time. Cool. So there you go. So what we'll do is it's a little bit early, but I don't want to get into the next part. So we'll take our break.
Before we get into that, though, because I know people are going their own separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
How outside of this building, what because I'm assuming it's overlooking the water.
Yes.
Is there like a beach or anything?
No, it's it's overlooking it in the fact that it's the highest point.
So it's on a cliff.
No,
of sorts.
It's on a hill.
A dune.
It's on a hill, and then the city sprawls beneath it, and then it goes. So it's just like you can see the ocean, but it's not like right there.
Oh, so there's it's on the other side. Then I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the wall, and all that.
Got it.
But I mean, where you're at, and with the vantage point you're at, it's like there's the narrative is just this huge expanse of water out there. So.
So before, as I guess I know, Ash and Raleigh were heading over to the West Gate. I would just turn to Wyndon and say, before we retire for the evening, would you care to take a walk through the city streets? I am interested in learning more about this place.
I guess so.
Sure. Do you wink at Wyndon?
Is there any particular reason you want me to accompany you?
Oh, yes, because you're all man, baby.
You're a good wingman.
And with my creepy looks, man, I need the best wingman possible because
right.
Is there something you want to look for in particular, or?
Yes, and I need your assistance.
Okay. I mean, I don't. That's fine. I don't have the magic that either Raleigh or Ash do.
I do not need one of magic.
Okay. All right. Sure.
And then as we're outside and we get further away from the castle, I just make a note to see if any of the servants or anything following us. Probably not, I imagine.
No, if you tell the servants you don't want to be escorted.
No. We say we do not need an escort. We are just taking a stroll.
Yeah, then you're allowed to go into the city. Same thing with Morgan. He's allowed to go to the servant will take him down and show him where the library is, or he can be given directions, whichever he prefers.
Excellent.
And same thing for Ash. Ash can either be escorted to Westgate, or he can be given directions, allowed to go on his own. And they actually will give you a horse, Ash.
Oh, I asked to be escorted the entire way, all the way.
Oh yeah, he wants
an announcement made when I get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two servants that are with you that are kind of like.
Crap.
Okay. Yeah. So
drew the short straws.
Yeah, exactly. There's a bunch of paper, rock, scissors going on in the back of the palace, and it's like, God damn it! I don't want to go to the creepy guy.
What do you mean, headlight win, tails you lose? Yeah,
exactly. So we're going to go ahead and we'll take our break now. It's just a little bit early, and then because the next different parts that we get into will lead into just further role play. So why don't we just go ahead and do that? Should I tell everybody what to do or not?
No, we're good.
I'm getting mixed signals now.
We're free range watchers.
I don't
We're-
know.
We're wild and free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still confused
I mean,
sometimes.
Adam's got a neck warmer on, but he's still wild and free.
That's true.
I mean,
Okay.
I am tethered to the outlet.
Yeah. You know, I gotta say this much though. You know what? It's like he had a decision to make before coming on. It's like, which one's gonna look more manly, the neck warmer or my snuggie? And he went
I
with
went
the
with
neck warmer.
Yeah.
He did. He did.
Could have done both.
That would
I didn't.
be-
Yeah, I
Warm and
figured
comfortable you be now.
there is heat down here. I just
Yeah.
I just
All right.
like the neck warmer.
Exactly. All right, everybody. We'll be back just momentarily. So go ahead and do what you need for the break time, and we will be back shortly.
We'll be back.
Bye.
And we're back. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging out. Maybe you got a snackage. Maybe you refreshed your beverage. Maybe you went to the bathroom. We don't know. And it's none of our business. But that said, if you could please write down in excruciating detail what you did during the break in chat, we'd appreciate it.
We really would.
Yes. Anyway, hold on. I have to take a note. Hold on
Yeah.
a second here. Let's
See.
see.
The note is punish Adam.
Taking
TAL. Okay, cool. All right, I got that down. All right. All right. Okay, so first I'm going to go with Ash, and then we'll do Morgan, and then we'll do the
Dynamic duo.
dynamic duo traveling about the city and stuff. You're escorted out, Ash, through the city. Like I said, you were given a horse. The two servants are leading you along the way. I take it your zombies are following you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so after 45 minutes, it's a 15-minute trip. Turns into 45 minutes.
Normally.
It's not far. So basically what happens is you're let out of the west gate of Alhaster, and there's a road leading along the coastline, and not too far in the distance you can see all the lights of Westgate, which is a small town that is just outside of the walls within, it's not up against it. Of course, you do have to travel a little ways down the road before you get to it. It is not a walled town or anything like that. There's no obvious defenses. And as you start getting into get close to it, you start to notice that most of the buildings here are ramshackled, hastily thrown up. There's a couple of buildings of some sturdier building material of stone or whatnot mixed in amongst them. It is chock full of humanoids. There are goblins here, orcs, hobgoblins, half orcs, a lot of shady looking humans and what have you.
Don't read it while you're.
I'm trying not to.
Have some self-control, man.
I didn't get me a snackage. I'm not refreshed.
I sent Will a secret message that I should have waited.
Yeah,
to send.
you should have. You know me, man. Come on now.
That was my mistake. It was my mistake.
And so basically then as you go in through the towns, now the two servants that are leading you, as you could tell, everybody who's in the employ of the house of Zeech, what have you, they have like a standard get up, so people recognize what it is and they get out of the way. Nobody's really giving you any kind of trouble, even despite the fact that some of the people here are very rough and tumble looking types of individuals. You do see an inordinate amount of hobgoblins in the mix in the town as well. In the center of Westgate are some larger buildings. These are, they have an air of being more recently built and than let's say any of the other types of structures, or they're definitely sounder. They're definitely made of stone. One is sort of like a makeshift keep. It's smaller. It's only like 3 stories high. And then there is a temple that is nondescript, but it definitely has the trappings of a temple that is next to this keep, and that's where they lead you. They lead you to this temple, and they lead you up to the front doors. There's some stairs to go up to these black wooden doors that are shut, and there's a couple of hobgoblins on the outside of it, appear to be as guards. When they come to the servants come to a halt, one of the servants turns to you and goes, "That's it. We really don't. We don't have to go in with you, do we?"
Announce me. I'm here. Even the dead need champions.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Excuse me, but we are presenting to you Ash. And one of the hobgoblins comes down and he goes, "You're the Umbro, are you not?"
I am waiting for Juliana. Are you taking me to her?
If you are the Umbro, then we will take you to her.
He's a
Then lead upon.
All
Oh,
right?
and you two, would you wait here with the horse?
Yes, of course, sir. We shall. Or are you talking to the zombies?
No.
They're
Command
welcome.
follow.
Yeah. Okay. So the hobgoblin goes up. He opens up the door and lets you go in, and then he goes in and closes the door. The other hobgoblin stays outside. The center, the door opens up into a big whatever a Temple of Neural's chapel would look like. I'm sure there's some sort of like large sacrificial altar in the center of.
I bet the door's oiled. With blood.
Now, don't laugh at that, Michael. You're just going to encourage him. He takes you into the temple center, and out from some dark crevice comes a black robed individual comes out, and he goes, "The gifted one. Yes, I shall tell the lady that you're here. One moment, please." He goes back into the shadows. About 10 minutes later, he comes out of the shadows again.
Thank you, Lady Finn, for following Return to the Bandit Kingdoms here in Wicked Studios, LLC, and thank you for having a name that I can pronounce.
Yes, that is extremely important to Adam, Miss Finn.
Some of you guys have tough ones, man. Lately, you've been better, but some of them, I mean, hey, very creative, but tough to pronounce.
Yes.
So making it easy on old Adam.
Yeah,
that's true.
This guy in the black robes comes out, and with him is Lady Juliana, and she's got her hair pulled back. She's got a robe on, and a black robe. It's like some kind of theme, I guess. And she appears to have been had retired for the evening, but she comes walking over to you and goes, "Ash, so nice to see you. If I'd have known you were coming, I would have prepared something."
Oh.
No, not
yes, well,
As
it
it
was
were.
spontaneous as soon as I learned of where you were staying.
Yes, do you like it? And she
It is,
gestures towards the temple.
It is a nice start. It could use a few touches.
Yes, it is just most recently been erected. But yes.
I feel a romance brewing.
Yeah, I'm going to say right now, no.
Wow. Ooh.
Trying to get canceled?
Oh, she just friend zoned you.
Yeah, she stays well clear of any of those sort of just. There's no lingering rusting of hands or anything where this creepy son of a bitch has got to. I mean, you don't roll up for a date with your zombies in tow. I mean,
if you're visiting a priestess of your
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if anyone's going to dig
but
that.
we've already established she's not that kind of priestess. What can I do for you? Have you decided to take my offer and join our church and our congregation here?
As it were.
I have indeed given that much thought.
Oh, excellent.
And I have a few matters to attend to, but I can think that there's a future for me in this place.
We do as well. For one of your talents, you won't be shunned or looked down on with any sort of fear or misunderstanding as, well, others of the order did for you previously. We're much more open-minded than the Rook-Roostian fellows that you were associated with, as you can tell.
Yes.
I shall have a room prepared for you then, and we will await your coming.
Excellent.
As it were.
Meanwhile, I believe there is a festival coming up. Have you collected the
Another one?
necessary? There's a festival every month.
It's like every fucking week, man.
Well, that's why he was gifted Morty.
There is
Where is
a that's where I was going. There is a immortal name of Morty staying at the palace. I would love to send him your way
Smart move.
for experimentation and to keep him here.
An immortal?
Yes, we've tried and actually chopped his head off a few times and sliced him to death a couple of times. And
She seems to get
he
like
just keeps
extremely
coming back.
interested.
Shot
She
him in
was-
the
she
chest
was-
with a crossbow while he
yeah.
was riding a horse.
She was okay. So she was holding her robe about her neck.
Oh, here you go.
And
Ash, this is
at
your move.
hearing this, at hearing this, she like lets go and it like falls open to
Oh my good lord.
Good.
All right.
to show her pajamas beneath, which are wool.
She's wearing she's wearing one of these neck warmers.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like this look on her face of just pure fascination. It's like an immortal, and you've attempted to kill him, and nothing has happened.
So far, he's come back every time.
Is his soul
I've considered.
intact?
It appears to be.
Oh, this is quite fascinating. Yes, please send him. We will definitely get right to work at trying to discover what it is and what these secrets are and who he is. I mean, where does this man come from?
He is an Iuzian follower.
An Iuzian.
Caraptus, so he is fair game for whatever we wish.
Krasner.
Krasner.
Yeah.
Krasner.
There. It's common mistake.
Hey,
Haley Kim.
So, really, he works for the Iuzians and he's an immortal. Why have we not heard of this man? Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to have to definitely.
You think you would have heard of Morty the Immortal?
Right? So she starts pacing.
His
back
given
and
name is
forth.
probably Immortal the Immortal. I mean, Morty is just for sure.
Immortal the immortal. I like it.
You know, I would like to point out at this point in time, you guys have been traveling around with this guy, haven't bothered to find out his real name. You did talk to him, though. I'd give you that. You did talk to him about his past, and he just said that he woke up one day, he was like this, and then, he kicked around for a while, and then the Iuzians found him, and they gave him a job. So you did ask him that. So.
Well, so the trouble of it all is he works for someone that we do not trust, so we can't trust anything he says. So there's no interest in
I have
talking
yeah.
to someone you think is going to.
Steve brought us cookies.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
No, he
No, we did not.
unless we're going to Oregon, we're not getting no damn cookies. All right.
I hear
But
it's
now-
beautiful.
To watch.
In the near future, I might be having cookies with Steve, and I'll just go, Steve.
Yes. Cookies with Steve. That's my new podcast.
That's
Right there it is.
That actually, I would listen to that.
Excellent. So she's like, for sure. We will make preparations right now. And I will, and she starts like talking to herself. I have to start we need to find out more about this. I'm going to have to send out some, but anyway, yes, send him. Is there anything else that we can do for you, sir?
Not at this time.
Excellent.
Although I do believe I shall be returning as soon as my current mission has seen its course.
Yes. With your help, I know that, the blessing of Nerul is starting to descend upon us. We shall rebuild. Yes. And so she starts like monologuing to herself now, and what have you.
And while that's all happening, I go over to the temple area and do whatever would be expected over there.
Gotcha. There's like a basket of live chickens, you don't like
a
candy,
virgin tied to a table. I mean, it's all of the usual trappings. Yeah.
Okay. So
zombies are following me around, handing me things as commanded, of course.
No, I imagine your zombies being like kids. They're constantly just like bringing you shit. They're like, oh yes, thank you very much.
They're like the dental assistants, like.
Okay, so all right, so unless you had anything else with Lady Juliana, then
and I actually believe they're called dental hygienists. So if you have any dental hygienists watching tonight, I apologize for using your name earlier on.
He does. Adam apologizes.
No, after all that, I know I do my thing, and then I would head back.
That's what I apologize for, of all the things I say.
Get a good night's sleep.
Gotcha. All right, now Morgan, you are led to or given directions, whichever you prefer, to the library. And if you are not led, they give you a note, and are told just to knock on the front door and produce this note to whoever answers the door.
Yeah, that's what he would do, and then. So he'd shuffle around just general magic tomes for the first half an hour, 45 minutes till he was sure that he wasn't being, or more confident that he wasn't being watched. And then he would dig into nautical maps, and then anything. Try to catch up on the history of. What's the name of this place? Alhaster?
Alhaster is the name of the city. Red Hand is the name of the principality.
Okay, so both of those, just what has happened since they left the Shieldlands. Try to learn about their history, and then blueprints for the keep here specifically to see if there are any other potential ways in. And just while he's here and he has access to some inside information, he's going to try to stockpile as much as he can.
Sure. You're able to find out information about the city as far as blueprints and stuff goes. There's no blueprints that exist for the palace of the Prince Zeech's palace. And Prince Zeech's palace is not actually a keep or anything like that. It's just like this big, massive fucking villa. There is a keep inside of Alhaster that is for essentially the military and the guard. But you're unable to find anything about that. But you do find blueprints about the city. It shows all the gates. It shows all the sewer systems. That's right. I'm gonna get you fuckers in the sewer again.
We're not going in the sewer.
I bet. Yeah. You just watch. Okay.
We did it last time just because you were so pathetic about it. We felt bad.
It shows you all about brand new boots. Shows you all about the docks and what have you. And you find out that Westgate was actually a town, a village that was set up by Zeech after he ceded from the Shieldlands, and it was basically for travelers and what have you, the undesirables that they didn't want within the city. And it has grown now since he's starting to prepare for his ceding from the Iuzian Empire, as he starts bringing in more and more of these people to help bolster things. Okay, so you do find that. You do know yourself. It goes like this, okay? The Shieldlands exists. This is prior to the Greyhawk Wars. The Shieldlands exist. Prince Zeech is a part of this, okay? He's still a part of the Shieldlands. He cedes, and goes and makes alliances with a bunch of the lords in the Bandit kingdoms. Primarily, one of the lords that he makes a deal with is a warlord by the name of Tomas, who is out of the war fields, and he had a large war band. And Adam didn't pick up on that, so that's cool.
I did pick up on
Oh,
that. I'm
did
not
you?
saying anything because I'm not there. I did, in fact, pick up on that.
You don't give me any like ooh or sucking
Nothing.
in the air, nothing. Okay, so but
Quiet
yeah,
listening.
I'm playing it cool, man. I'm not there.
okay, so you do so his alliances with these other bandit organizations
Yep.
essentially secured him from any serious repercussions from the Shieldlands when he ceded. Okay.
Okay.
Then the war happens. Okay. And what ends up happening is like, boom, it's like overnight, Iuz comes in and starts kicking ass and taking over. And he didn't wait long at all. He was one of like the first people who went, yes, yeah, no, I'll ally with you. So he allied with Iuz and has been, doing work with the Iuzians on a regular basis. So the one thing about, and I don't know if I told you gentlemen this earlier. So the Bandit Kingdoms has one port, Alhaster. And before that, it was a completely landlocked place. Okay. Alhaster is Iuz's exit onto the narrative. Okay. So it's kind of a big deal that he's in allegiance with Iuz. Okay. So now you'll start to maybe understand a little bit more where he's like, hey, look, I got to do what they tell me to do, sort of thing. Because if he's not ready, Iuz would come down with a big old fist and just crush this place.
Right.
Okay. But so there you go. Surprisingly, though, you haven't seen any Iuzians. Okay? When you guys came in, when you're walking around the town, I mean, it's got this whole, Bavarian Alps kind of feel to the place.
It's a Nazi town.
But so
don't sugarcoat it.
So that's what but so you know all of that. That was prehistory. Okay. So that's, he ceded before the wars and all this different stuff. So you already know all that. And you're able to find the blueprints of the city and the sewer system while you're in there and what have you. And basically you can find out about Zeech's line. Zeech is he's single. He's the only one of his line, quote, quote, supposedly. But you read different things here and there in between the lines. Supposedly, Zeech has probably got a lot of kids around town.
Okay.
But there's none of them that are deemed as this is Zeech's heir. This is Prince so-and-so.
Right.
And Zeech even still calls himself a prince, and he still calls Red Hand a principality for whatever reason, even though he's independent now. So
okay.
Does
it give like indicators where like specifics, or just of like where I could actually track one of these people down if I wanted to, or is it just you've got bastards out there?
Yeah, you're able at least to get the lead that there's probably bastards in the town of his.
Okay.
So, well, we're here, so
there you go.
Yeah.
How old is Zeech anyway, or at least how old do we think he is?
He looks like a man probably in his 40s.
Okay, and how long ago did he secede before the whole Iuzian thing happened?
Oh, he's probably been about 15 years.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Okay.
So the nautical map, where does the port lead? Just because I don't have like a clear idea of, like what the
okay.
layout.
So if you could think of the near div is basically a square. Okay. Yeah. He is on the northern shore.
Okay.
He borders what used to be the Shieldlands. It is now Iuzian controlled. Okay, what he borders, because the Iuzians control about 3/4 of what used to be the Shield Lands.
Okay, so now the Shield Lands are landlocked and have been cut
No,
off.
the Shield Lands are still on the near div, what remains of it, and there's a big island in the near div that the Shield Lands control, and that is the Shield Lands have that still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
They call it Cleveland because it's a coastal town.
Exactly.
It is.
There you go. See? Yeah. See? Yeah. It's in a book, so you know it's true.
When I think of Cleveland, I think of like nice sandy beaches. And
Totally. I never
Beautiful.
think of burning trash.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
So
tell
it
you what.
was-
You want to know what hot trash smells like? Come to New York City in the summertime.
Hell no. I'm
That's-
sure.
It's awful.
Yeah,
awful.
I'm sure. Mhm.
seems like
Okay.
more of a Jersey thing to me.
Well,
No,
Jersey's where we then send the trash, so it's only
Right.
there overnight. We send our trash to Jersey, our old people to Florida,
There it
There
is.
you go.
Yeah,
and Connecticut sends us their medical waste.
And Adam is in practice for when he goes. That's
It's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just getting used to it. Yeah.
okay. So, was there anything else that for Morgan, or
Nope, that'll do it. He'll probably like try to copy a rough idea of the nautical map onto
Sure.
some parchment, but that's
yeah. That those things were
Cleveland's
that's- you are-
nickname is the mistake on the
correct.
lake, according
You're
to
correct on
Frank
that,
Reed.
Frank.
Yeah.
That's true right there. Clevelandites don't say that, but hey, there you go. Okay, so now we'll go to the romantic stroll.
Yeah. So we're holding hands. There's the moonlight on the cobblestone.
Probably not doing that. Get
Yeah.
older.
So as we're walking, and we're a reasonable distance from the castle, but not extremely far, just far enough out of earshot.
Right.
I'll just say, you are a pragmatic man.
Aw, it's starting out so. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
With beautiful blue eyes.
Objective facts, both. Yep.
yeah.
When we take this ship,
Mhm.
we cannot bring well, first, of course, we need to find your soul and the soul of Raleigh. And
I'd
Morgan.
like to, although I have no idea how we do that. But okay,
We don't know,
yep.
but we need to. It is very important to get your soul back, and I understand this. It is
Yeah, that'd be
also
great.
it is also important that we keep the souls out of Iuza's hands.
Sure.
It is also important that we then keep the souls out of Zeech's hands.
Okay.
If these souls are used to bring Caraptus to this world,
Mhm.
most will die.
Right.
We cannot necessarily trust Ash in this endeavor
Mhm.
because he is, well, I do not know
Wackadoodle.
his intentions. Yes, he is.
There's the technical term.
Yeah.
Would that be
Indeed.
insane?
Yeah, indeed. I also do not know how much we can trust Raleigh or Morgan, because Raleigh is a wild card and Morgan is in this for his own personal reasons.
Right. Well, I mean, we're all in this sort of for our own personal reasons. but
Indeed.
yes, I know what you're saying, though.
But you are a man who understands the value of life.
Yeah, certainly my own, at
Yes.
least. Yes.
I believe that we should try to take this ship,
Mhm.
get the souls,
Right.
and if we can find somebody to help the souls to their rightful owners, we do so.
Now, from what I've heard, it kind of sounds like that might be happening in Greyhawk, the city of Greyhawk, right?
Indeed. So maybe we just let this ship go to Greyhawk.
Well, there's a couple things with that. Remember, we're going to be sort of followed by at least one or probably more than one of Zeech's own ships. And I don't know.
They will not get too close to this ship.
Yeah. Do you know how to pilot a ship? I don't.
No.
Right. So, what do you think? We take the captain hostage and force her or him or whomever to.
Maybe we work out a deal with them once we get on this boat.
So we teleport into their boat.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
We're here.
We just want to hang out and not kill you and just go to Greyhawk with you.
If they let us.
Well, that's where I'm going with this.
And they may not, and there may be a fight.
I've got to imagine Zeech has some sort of countermeasure in place for this. I mean, he plays the sort of, decadent playboy, but he didn't get to where he is by being an idiot, right? So we've got to figure out what angles he could be.
My concern is that he is working with two groups who are in opposition. One is the Iuzians.
Sure.
Two are the, what's their name, Will?
Horn Society?
The Horn Society.
Right.
The
remnants. To Craptus.
Yes. I do not, yes, and the only thing that is important here is stopping Caraptus. If we do not stop him, all of our souls are forfeit, regardless of where they are.
So we've got a couple threats here. External threats. Zeech realizing after a short amount of time, hey, wait a minute, they've just taken that boat and aren't coming back. That's one. Two, Iuzian forces, who knows where they are around here.
Indeed.
Three, whatever Caraptus forces have got to be eyeing that boat like,
yes,
these souls. And then internally, we got Mr. Wackadoodle, Lord of the Dead, and we've got Magic. So they're not
easy, Michael. Easy.
I like this plan. I love this plan, but Morgan's probably not gonna like the plan. Riley won't. He might care. I don't know, but I have a feeling Ash might not be a big fan of the plan. So we've got to come up with some way either to convince him or to make him neutralize him, basically.
Yes.
So I'm not much of a magic user. All of you use more magic than I do, I think.
I thought you were a wizard.
Yeah, I'm not a wizard.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, no, I can do a couple of basic spells, but I can't sling magic around. Certainly not.
Maybe it is in the confidence in which you wield this magic that makes
might
you
be.
feel.
Yeah. So if we can somehow find a way to get on this boat and not have to kill all the crew and actually have someone who can sail a ship, again, because I don't know how to do that, and take this thing to Greyhawk where hopefully someone will restore my soul and take this out of my hands and I could retire, that's awesome. But we have to think about the external threats and then the people in our group who aren't going to like what we're doing.
Right.
So if you've got any insight on that, let me know. We've got till noon tomorrow.
I only think that in order to have this conversation with those on the boat, I feel that you are the best to do it.
Well, I'm probably the least crazy out of all of you.
Well,
so
I mean, that's a
something.
little insulting. I am.
Well, I mean, let's
not necessarily crazy.
You present very strangely, and I mean that in a way of.
Well, I am Shadurkai, and that is different than most of you. In
people
this area.
Automatically are going to be suspicious of you,
right? And I am not afraid to kill where needed.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't really like winging it, but that's all I've been doing since my soul got stolen. So, yep. We just get on the boat and see what happens.
I think that is our only bet. And again, I think we need to do whatever we need to do, because either these souls get to people who can prevent Caraptus from coming, or we need to find a way to destroy them.
Right. Yep.
And I would rather not do that.
Well, me neither. But okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. We'll have to let's see how it goes.
Yay, team! All right, that's all I've got to say. Then I'll just turn and walk back to the.
Yeah, I want to go to bed. I need to be well rested. So.
Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll dimension door us back if we're more than 400 or 500 feet. I'll put you right in your bed.
Closer.
Right in your bed.
That's a good trick. I wish I could do that.
So the shadow. Once we're 500 feet, I kind of eyeball it, give us a little bit of a cushion. The shadows then surround us. I put my hand on your arm, and boom, there we are.
The fan fiction just writes itself.
It's
All
sitting.
right?
We're sitting on your bed. The moonlight coming in through the window.
I want to see the fan art for this one, guys.
More extra rose petals. Add more rose petals to the arms.
Black rose petals.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right, that's
Be
all.
like raven feathers instead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, Wendy
that's
will
classy.
we'll definitely mull all this over while he goes to sleep. So.
Okay. All right. So that being said, everybody makes their way back after doing their things to the palace. They're shown to the rooms.
And then I'll teleport myself back to my room just because it looks cool.
How many times a day can you do that? You
Just once. I did a dimension door, which is a spell. Then I did my teleport. I
I
can't
got
teleport somebody else. I can only dimension door somebody else.
Oh, I see. So basically, let me see if I get this right. You're wasting all this magic to impress Wyndon.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
It's not a waste if it works.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so the next day, everybody gets up, gets their breakfast, gets ready. You're taken at a decent hour, so probably around 9:00. You're taken down to the docks, and down at the docks there is those. Now, when you're taken down to the docks, you notice that first of all, there's, like I said before, the docks are walled off. Okay. Right. The other day when you went to the Cracked Skull and you ended up killing those pirate captains so that you could Zeech could get the ships, you went through another gate into a different section, which is, like I said, it was full of like non red hand citizens. This time, when you're taken down to the gates, you're taken down and let through large regular gates leading out into this dock area. Now, this dock area still has a lot of burn damage, and there's like stacks of like charred wood and things that were torn down that are getting ready to get moved out. And those ships, there's ships. Well, you guys never saw the ships. There's ships here in this section that are tied up to these makeshift dock areas. And this, you can definitely tell is, well, this is for the citizenry. It's much cleaner. The people here are better dressed. Even the fishermen that are getting ready to go out onto the Narrative and go and do fishing for the day. Basically, again, it's that whole segregated section of the city. You're taken down to the docks, and there is a group of people, like about half a dozen sailors on the dock. There is a woman who has a shaved head, wearing loose, flowing like robes. Her whole head and her face is just tattooed with different types of blue symbolism. It's all over her arms, everything.
Is she an airbender?
Well, you'll find out, won't you?
All right.
So,
Is she human?
Yes.
is she bald?
Yes.
No,
she
her
is
head was
bald.
shaved. Yeah.
And her head is completely, tattooed with all these different types of glyphs and designs and stuff.
Is she super chill?
Yes, actually.
She's an airbender, guys.
You get a vibe off of her that she's like way cool, and she's underdressed for the weather.
Yeah,
Because it's cold.
Yeah.
Like winter. It's going to be winter in 2 heartbeats here. And so, while again today is a crisp, clear day, it is very windy down here. It is very cold. she's just wearing like her robes. It's more like she's wearing like loose fitting pants and a loose fitting tunic. It's not really robes actually.
None
So
of
like
the-
her arms are bare. She's got boots on, but yeah, she definitely should be cold, but she doesn't seem to be cold at all.
Does she
Cool.
what's the name of that? I forget my hold on. I've got to look at my Silver Wolf backstory here. What is and this is bad because I'm on a Greyhawk show here. What's the name of that group of people? Like the main group of like humans. There aren't as many of them now because they've sort of been
the Soul?
No.
The Flan.
The Flan.
Not the Flan, the Flan.
The Flan. Does she appear to be Flan?
No, she does not appear to be Flan. She appears to be some sort of one of the. You have the Sewells, which are basically everybody here in Red Hand. They're like Sewell blood, which is super rare, because now Sewells are Aryans. Okay, so like to have this many congregated Sewell in this town and in this area, this is super rare. Okay, you have the Iridians, and they're kind of more like a Greekish type or whatever. But in most places, it's like a melting pot where you get a mix of all these different types. In very few areas do you have like super pure blood pockets of stuff.
Right. And the reason I ask is because, and I'm going to show off a little bit of Greyhawk knowledge now since I made myself look like I didn't know anything about Greyhawk earlier. For those the Flans that are born in the early summer months are the sign of the I forget what it is now, but it's like the sign of the blood or the sign of the body, something like that, where they typically have a lot of tattoos, more so than most, and they always have to have at least some tattoo and markings on their body.
Yeah, those are more storytelling types of tattoos and stuff. Hers definitely has
right.
the feel.
That's why.
And Wyndon, being a wizard, picks up on this. And I should really say for anybody who's listened to a podcast, Wyndon's not a wizard.
Nope.
He's gotten settled with that, but they're kind of like arcane in appearance. Okay, with her is, and you guys have never seen one of these before. It's an aquatic elf. As you can tell, that it's got gills on its neck. It is blue skinned. It has a patch over one eye, and it is much like her. It is not overly dressed. For one, because he's aquatic, he's used to the cold depths of being underwater and stuff. But they are amphibious, so they can be up above ground on land as well as underwater and what have you. So they're there. And then there's like these other 6 guys which just look like pirates.
Right, yeah.
Now there's the ship that they're standing next to that's by this dock. You do notice that there's crew up there as well, but it's like they're when they noticed that you guys were coming down from the gate, she came out with like her posse. And we're waiting for you guys. So Captain Bergen leads you guys down here. And when you guys come up, he's like, yes, Captain Claxton. May I introduce to you, you don't go by any particular name, do you? But this is Wyndon and Talon and
Captain
Morgan and Ash. These are the ones that you're to take into the close proximity of the Ernstian ship that we I guess we're calling the Soul Train. I heard some people talking about.
I believe you forgot to introduce our other companions.
No, he did not.
Nope.
They're not companions.
But the captain
here is Katana, and this is Kister. Castana and Kister.
You don't mention their names. We are taking their fucking ship at the moment here.
Claxton, she giggles and she goes, "That's who I thought they were. A pleasure to meet you."
He is not very subtle.
Yeah, not so much.
He's walking around with zombies.
Exactly my point.
Yes.
Yes.
I am Captain Claxton. I will make sure to get you within your allotted distance to the ship so that you can use your magics to get aboard. I will make sure that you get there toot sweet. This is my first mate, Thad. And Thad, yeah. And then she, of course, she directs towards the aquatic elf, and the aquatic elf goes, hi. So
Morgan, he bows
seemed
low.
much cooler until his name was Thad.
Thad
Well,
of
he's
the water.
Thaddeus.
yeah. And
Morgan, after he bows low and shows respect, he's what are your orders after we are on the ship? Are you to provide us support? Do you turn around and come back home?
we wait to see what happens. We were to arrange some sort of a signal that you would give us if everything has gone correct and well, and we will then close the gap and provide any crew necessary to man this vessel to sail it back here to Alhasta.
Sounds reasonable.
Yes. And
Excellent.
Bergen at this point in time goes, I do believe now you're in the captain's capable hands. I will speak with you gentlemen upon your return.
Oh, I forgot you were still
Captain.
here. Yes, thank you.
Best of luck. Yeah, he turns and he leaves then. So now it's just you, and the Claxon turns around and just barks an order. The other crew that was there hanging out, they go running up. They were just there to kind of look like her boys.
Got our entourage.
Yeah, exactly. So they go and they get up on get to work on the ship, and she turns and starts going to the gangplank and says, "Gentlemen,
All right, let's go.
okay, so get up onto the ship, and then not long after you're on the ship, it is set sail and underway. Not too long after leaving the harbor itself, and you get into the open waters of the Nirdiv, you see that Claxton and Thad, who are up at the top, it's a spell jammer. Shh. Kim, don't give that shit away, man. You see, Thad's the one who's doing the steering and stuff. And after they've made it out into the harbors for a little bit, Captain Claxton starts doing some magic, and there's some energy comes off of her hands, and she's looking up at the skies, and you see there's wispy clouds and what have you. Some of them come together and congregate a little bit, and the wind picks up and actually starts pushing the ship along and giving it extra speed.
That's pretty handy if you're a captain or a sailor.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yep. So you guys go out, you start heading out into the ocean, and you guys sail for essentially about an hour and a half. And after an hour and a half, the guy up in the crow's nest hollers down, "We got a ship on the horizon!" And the captain, Claxton, she goes to the front of the ship. She's got a little spyglass. She's looking, and as she looks at the ship, then she gets out a circular. It's like a quartz ball, and she's holding on to it. And if anybody, because I take it you guys are just hanging out on the ship watching stuff that's going on. And, she pulls out this quartz ball, and she sees that you see that it starts pulsating a little bit with a faint green light in it. And she shakes her head in the positive and puts it away. And then she comes back to you guys wherever you're at on the ship. She goes, "There's your target."
I would have been watching her, and I would have asked this, what does that ball do?
She takes it out and she goes and tosses it over to you. Go ahead and give me a dexterity.
Sure.
Check. I just want to see if you're cool and just
straight dex.
Yeah, just give me a straight dex.
All right, I've
Not a
clicked it.
problem.
There we go.
You get it like a
17,
pro. I was hoping you'd get a 1 and just like drop it.
I know you were.
Yeah,
Breaks.
so you catch
shatters
it,
across the deck of the ship.
and she goes, I don't know what it is. They gave it to me and said that they would pulse closer, that they got to the ship full of the souls.
This might be useful for our recon in there. Are you mind if I hold on to it?
That's why I threw it to you.
Thank you.
Huh. Well, pleasant.
And now she goes and she gets
Very
back up. Well, before she goes, I will be pulling within the. I do believe they told me I had to be within a range of 500 feet.
Yes, I understand the spell.
I will pull to within a range of 500 feet so that you can use your magic to get aboard this vessel. But then I will be pulling back to within sight distance only.
Of course.
What
Understood.
is the signal?
We'll shoot up some sparks.
Very well. Let's make it 3 sets of sparks. 1, wait a little bit. 2, wait a little bit. 3. I have a feeling that there might be a lot of sparks that go off on this ship while you're out there anyway. If you
Oh, you'll recognize my fireworks when you see them.
excellent. Very well. Prepare yourselves. And she goes and gets back up to the ship.
As soon as she leaves, I turn to Morgan. You still Morgan?
Yes.
And Ash and say, you must understand that we cannot allow the souls to get into the hands of the wrong people.
I am glad we are on
Not.
of the same mind.
I'm sorry.
I have discovered a temple we can bring them all to for safekeeping.
Absolutely not. They will not go to the Nerulians.
So at that, Morgan almost like just he turns to Talon and Wyndon like, okay, now it's time for the adults to talk.
Yeah.
If that's the shit you bring to the table.
And then Ash
you're
is high-fiving at
part of the
zombies in the background.
That's
Yeah!
The rule is awesome.
The rules. Oh,
And
man.
so in like a hushed whisper, he turns like, do we have a plan? We cannot leave this boat behind.
You mean this boat here we are standing on?
This one, yes, they will go back and inform Zeech. Do we
Can make a hole in the bottom of it, and it will sink to the bottom.
we could sink this, but we can't sink the other boat because we have to get the souls. But we could sink this one.
I have the ability to to summon a Bulgara.
You fucking love doing that.
Any damn excuse to do this. Oh, I nearly forgot. Now you tell me if this affects anything. When you guys were taken down to the docks, Trent came with you,
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
and Trent's on the ship with you guys.
I have no concern about Trent.
I figured as much, but
Yeah.
I forgot
still
to.
do a little bit, but I don't necessarily want to have this conversation with him.
Yeah, no, he's not in this vicinity, but or as long as he's not in the general vicinity right now, then it doesn't affect anything.
He actually keeps his distance from you guys.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
That's good. That's good. He's good.
I make the zombies stand between him and us. He starts getting close. They just start shuffling closer to
Yeah,
him.
no,
I can only picture your zombies 2.5 feet tall now, though. Now I just picture like little rabid Salus skeletons.
Yeah, well,
that was
these,
Alice is still in the bag.
Phallus
Yeah,
is still
these
safely in
are
my
regular
backpack.
size,
I've
human
grown
size.
attached to that skull.
I want to take like their legs away, so they just have like a hobble around on their hit, like just be short again.
Raleigh's starting to come back.
I know, right? That's all right. So he says,
And I do not know if we need, I do not know that we need to take over this new ship, but maybe we join them and bring them back to Greyhawk to ensure that they can.
Raleigh, where do you want to? I'm sorry, Morgan. Apologies, Morgan. Where do you want to go?
So then he kind of looks around and he pulls out just on the back side of the spell scroll for the dimension door, he has like a little rough map drawn. He points out the island that is controlled by the Shield Lands. He says, "This is the land of my people. They will grant us safe harbor. They can make sure we can find a proper way to handle these souls, and more importantly, grant us safety from any retribution that may come."
Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to either have to heavily bribe or coerce the crew of the other ship to get us to go there.
I think it's probably best to kill them. No?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we could do that too.
Loose ends are...
We do
They're
not know that
dangerous
these
things.
are bad people. In fact, they may be the only good people here. If they're not, I can always summon a Bulgara.
That's right.
That is always
But
an
I'd
option.
rather not do it on the ship that I am in. These things are very difficult to control.
I'd rather have one ship we can sail often, yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know that we have a way to destroy the ship. I
can
can't
summon
shoot it.
a demon.
Yes,
I
as soon
think
as
I-
we
I
step
think
through
I
the
can
portal,
find-
summon the demon. You
Yes,
step
I
through
think
last,
All right.
and then you can just drop your control, because what do we care?
Yeah, this,
It can do its thing.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
You guys are fucking crazy. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So
Like, so
the
good it
ship's-
sounds like I came up with it.
the ship's getting closer and closer and closer,
All right.
and you get finally within the distance, and basically Claxton.
and we still haven't seen Morty?
No, you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
haven't seen Morty since that first day that you showed up.
I assume Juliana's looking for him now, so.
Yeah,
If I cared at all, that would have been something worth looking
I mean,
into.
I'm gonna need to kill somebody else to get a new vial of blood to get
Yeah.
another Bulgara.
You guys haven't seen Dartenganger,
But I'm
or
sure we'll end up with some.
you haven't seen
Yeah.
Dartenganger or Morty since the first day you showed up.
Yeah.
Well, you have a vial right now.
Oh
He
yeah,
does.
sure. No,
He
I'm
does.
ready right now.
Yeah.
And do you take the vial out and take a look at it?
Sure.
It wasn't a trick question.
I would
seemed
do
like
that.
Yeah, right?
Now,
Now I am.
So you take the vial, you take the vial out and you look at it, and the blood isn't laying in the vial, like a regular liquid. It's all up. It's all up against one side. Yeah.
Toward
Morty.
towards Zeech's house, I imagine. Or
Yeah,
somewhere
back
thereabouts.
towards where you
Roughly,
guys came.
yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
actually have a vial of his blood too that I
That's
collected after you killed him once. So there's
Yep.
2 vials you
All
can
right.
have.
Well, I'll take the other just in case we need it.
Never know.
Yeah, never know when you're gonna need to summon a demon.
I'm.
These situations pop up more than you think.
Yep.
Do they?
It is
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
They do seem to, anyway.
All
So
right.
the captain said she would tell us when we're within 500 feet, roughly, right?
Yeah, and she calls down. Now, when she calls down, Trent, who is like standing over to the side, comes over to you guys. He goes, "All right, so
Yep.
we're gonna go over there and kick some heads in and get our souls back, or what?"
Hopefully.
Or you can choose to stay here if you like.
No, I kind of want my soul.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
I
be
hear
warned,
ya.
there will soon be a demon upon this ship wreaking havoc.
What ship?
This one.
No, don't listen
Oh.
to him. Shut up.
You're gonna let loose a demon on?
No,
this
we're not
ship?
going to let.
He's insane. You know he's insane. We're all insane.
I'm just saying one may appear out of nowhere with no warning.
Why are you gonna put a demon on this ship?
We don't want this ship following us anymore.
Okay, so we're going to hijack the other ship then. Do any of you guys know how to sail?
We might make friends with them.
And you
So now
when you
Morgan is
say
going to cast message.
when you say that to him, you can actually see he kind of like gets a little half smirk and goes, "Huh." Okay. He doesn't seem upset.
Morgan is going to message Talon now and suggest that if we drop the Bulgara and then teleport away and then maybe rain a little bit more fire or something down on this ship, it may buy us a little good faith with the pirate captains to show, like, look, we are on your side. See, we're sinking the enemy ship.
So I got a question.
If we want to negotiate.
Raleigh is the one that has the quiet message, correct? Not Morgan.
Right. But message in itself is, let me see.
It's not like you're going, I say, you whisper it. So all you really would have to do is turn around and okay. So basically you turn around and go,
yeah. That's
Sounds just like that.
Yeah. So basically that's what you do.
Actually, you can go whisper it into a zombie's ear. So
he uses his bat as cover too. So he has his bat in his hand and he's stroking his head, and it makes it look like he's just like whispering sweet nothings to his to Bruce.
Yeah, because
that looks normal.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
I mean,
but you guys always do creepy stuff, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so
there's two zombies behind us. A guy showing a little affection to his pet is.
Thank you, Fourscore Clown, for following Return to the Bandit Kingdoms here in Wicked Studios LLC.
Yes. Thank you for following.
7 clowns.
I know, right? That's the first thing I thought of. Fourscore Clown. That's kind of a cool name. And Adam could say
kind of. That's rude. He's a new follower. That's a great name. It's an awesome name, and we all wish we thought of it first.
Yes,
because he's a 420.
We're very harsh name judges here. They should know that.
Unfortunately, yeah. All right. So so
we can pronounce it.
We can pronounce it, so it's already a step up.
Okay.
I used to have a different name, but they got burned, so it just became Ash. So.
Well done.
Don't encourage that, man.
He's here all week, folks. Tip your waitresses.
Okay, so what's happening? What are you guys doing?
I think are we gonna try to stagger this so that, because both spells take 6 seconds to cast, right? Guys,
which both spells?
Yeah.
The scroll of Dimension Door and the Gorilla Monster.
I mean, we could they're in the same round essentially, so we could do it that.
Okay.
He drops the demon, then I immediately activate the scroll afterwards.
I would do the scroll demon run.
Well, if you do the scroll, we'll be on the other ship.
You can't cast the demon then on this current ship.
All right,
yeah. So it's just like the second the demon hits, I'm standing right there ready.
I do have one. I do have one basically free. Go get him, buddy, and before he has to save.
You might want to tell him to smash the ship so it sinks or something like that.
Yeah.
You can control where the demon appears, right?
Within a certain number of feet. Yeah.
Right. So if you make it
just line of sight, you should drop it in one of the lower decks.
You should just make it so that it's far away from us, and then we blink out, and boom, we're good.
It's just 60 feet.
That's plenty of distance away.
Drop him down. Drop him in a lower deck.
Oh, it's an empty space that I can see.
Yeah,
I like the lower deck idea. Sure.
Yeah, it'd still be worth
see
going
the
down
lower
there
deck.
and then teleporting or
from
having
there.
it run up away from it or dropping him on the lower deck.
And we could dimension door from wherever on the boat we want.
I will say that Captain Claxton is kind of looking at you guys like
it's time to go. Yeah.
What the hell?
Right.
You guys all just kind of got into a huddle and hey, what's going on?
We're making preparations over here. Just relax.
Is she obviously impatient?
Let's just fucking drop this fucker.
Morgan will notice. He says, "Well, we're planning a pretty big thing here. 2.5 minutes isn't going to hurt anybody. Please have some patience."
I figured you would have had this planned out before my ship was getting within striking distance.
You don't know it. You don't know us, do you?
You always wait until you see the ship for the last 20%.
Okay, guys, let's do this. Come on.
Yeah.
TikTok.
All right, let's do it.
Just do it.
Drop that fucking demon in somewhere and.
Yep, I am summoning my good friend, Mr. Bulgara.
Okay.
I get the zombies lined up so they can jump through the portal real quick.
Okay. So
And-
they're watching, of course, and they have no clue what you're doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I do it 60 feet away from me, or
Okay.
or we're in like the middle of the ship because we're sort of on the bow or whatever.
Right.
And I just say,
Holy shit! It's a Bulgara.
I say, destroy the ship.
Okay, so you cast it. They're watching the crew. Captain Claxton and Thad. They're up there on the. I guess is that the poop deck where the captain's at with the wheel? Is that what that is? That's the.
Yeah,
No, the
maybe.
poop deck's the other way.
I have no idea.
I'm
Sure.
gonna say because I like saying it. It's the poop.
Poop deck. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're watching. They're like, "What the hell is he doing?" And next thing you know, they're like, "Holy shit!" The crew starts erupting into like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!"
Time for that scroll there, Bucko.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So, wait, can anybody activate the scroll? It doesn't have to be a caster that activates the scroll, right?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Oh,
It
and Lee
used to
Kim
be.
calls it the bridge, but the poop deck
The
sounds so
bridge.
much funnier.
All
Yeah,
right,
the
so
poop
in that
deck
case-
is the
holding it,
highest
so-
and aftermost deck of a ship,
Yeah,
especially
so it is the poop.
sailing
I
ship
mean, all right.
where it typically forms the roof of the cabin.
Yeah, yeah.
In the back.
Yeah,
It's in the
that's
back.
yeah. Well, the steering wheel's in the back.
In the back, yeah.
So okay. So yeah, so they freak the fuck out, but
Yeah,
they're
no,
not
this
doing
thing is-
anything to you guys. So you're definitely able to go ahead and cast whoever's casting. I'm assuming it's
Yeah.
going to be.
We're gonna have the scroll.
Well, so
No.
Morgan is going to then shove the scroll into Wyndon's chest and just kind of like maneuver as long as it's anywhere kind of close to where he could see down below, and then throw a fireball down
Oh,
into
good.
the bottom deck and come
Okay.
running back.
Great, sure.
Yep.
Okay. so then okay, so then you cast.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll cast
Okay.
it then.
All right, I'm not going to roll for one round of them trying to attack you. We'll say in cinematic fashion, bolts and arrows start flying from the crew as they're attacking the Bulgara and trying to
Yeah.
hit you. The portal opens up and you guys go through it. Okay.
And there is, by the way, a circle left on whatever's left of that deck that if somebody stands in will be protected from the Balkara. That being said, that's probably being burned up at the moment from where.
Yeah, I think that's
Morgan.
just the caster, though. I don't think somebody can step into it afterwards, but you can read that for a later
It
date.
just says the demons can't cross or harm the circle or target anyone in it.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
So it
I
would be
guess so.
around me, but then I just
Step
out.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys step out, and actually, believe it or not, we're going to change, and I have a map.
Wow.
Well, look at that.
Oh, 24 minutes left. We've got a map.
And a
Right.
glorious map it is.
Okay, so here we go. Here you guys are. You're there. You see the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Did we get it all kinds of there? It
Yeah,
is,
we got
right?
it. It's in
Okay.
there. I'm hoping
And
this is the boat we're going to and not the boat we just left.
you are correct.
Okay.
Add more fire if it is.
Okay, so go ahead and drop your tokens onto the boat.
I'm going to need some zombies.
Yeah, I need a token for
course you are.
Trent too.
Everybody's so big. I'm actually regular size here at this point.
I'm regular size.
So is Wyndon.
It's just us really cool people who are big.
By really cool, you mean completely homicidally insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. What kind of weird, creepy guy would throw a
Okay.
Bulgara on top of a deck of what
So
seem to be
you
reasonable
guys
people?
are all going to be in the same same
Yeah, I
area.
know. I was hoping we were
So-
teleporting there near the end of the boat where they weren't.
Actually, let's roll.
That'd be right. Good.
So
Well, Wyndon actually activated the scroll, so it should be
That's right.
wherever
I
we,
did activate the scroll.
you did.
want him.
Yeah.
he wants
yeah,
us.
where did you want to end up on?
I want to be like on the opposite end of the boat from where the captain is.
Okay, so
Okay.
all right, let me make
Perfect.
there we go, because there's Trent. Let me get you some zombies.
Excellent. Talon's still lost.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Here we go.
He just double teleported. So he like appeared next to us for a second, then hopped across the ship, just ping pang.
I can't control him yet.
No, I have to do the thing. Yeah.
Well, there's zombies. They're fickle.
Nah, I can mentally command them. Moon Morgan.
God, so much of his ass is missing. Why is so much of his
All right, there you go. You should be able to move him now.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you guys all appear there, and down below, there is a lone figure sitting in a wooden chair. He is bedecked in gold and silver leaf-like armor. Imagine, if you will, the elven armor from like the Lord of the Ring movies and stuff like that. He sits there as a shield. He's holding onto a shield that's and a spear, and he looks up at you guys as you pop into existence.
Okay.
Hello, we are friends.
So
He's right there.
he looks. I'm assuming he looks like threatened, or like, why the fuck are like, not like, hey,
Actually,
friends.
not at all. He looks cool as a cucumber.
Oh, okay.
He just looks up at you guys,
This shit happens to him all the time.
and he's waiting. No, this is, well, I'll tell you who this guy is eventually, but yeah.
I'll say, hail. We mean no harm.
Come, speak with me. Let me know who you are that so recently
and tell me
destroyed
better
the
than that.
vessel that brought you here. Obviously, you intended to either capture my vessel or to make friends with me.
Definitely the friends thing.
Very
We
well.
have at great personal risk, might I add, and he kind of gestures to the ship that has to be like visibly on fire now, and I like.
Oh yeah. There's,
What can
there's
we
like,
see? What kind of havoc is the Bulgara?
there's actually what you guys see is like the ship is on fire and whatnot, but as you look over just in a glance over the back of your shoulder, dark clouds have coalesced over there's like a
Right. We forgot about
storm
her
clouds
weather powers.
over the
Yeah.
top of the ship, and you see lightning shooting down out of the clouds.
Oh, we
And the
forgot
ship-
about that. He even showed us. He's like, hey, look, she can control the weather. We're like, oh, whatever.
So then I asked Trent, do you know how to run this ballista thing? We can start shooting arrows at them.
No.
Wyndon, do you know how to use this ballista thing? We can start shooting arrows at them.
Well, I could figure that out, but why don't we talk to our host first?
There's like, and then at that like half a pirate comes flying over the side of the other ship.
You
It's-
guys are still pretty far away.
Yeah, we're like
Yeah.
500 odd feet away. So
Yeah.
It was 500 when all that started going down. You teleported over. Now
Right.
there's hell breaking loose on the other ship, and this ship's still
right.
of course straight. Now, as you guys had come down the stairs and whatnot, this guy right here, he stands up.
Sure.
He has his shield at the ready, and he has his spear in his hand, but the shield, the spear is pointed tip down. He's
Right.
not pointing it threateningly at anyone. And he goes, "And your names?"
I am Wyndon Frostfeld. Nice to meet you.
My name is Talon Ravengard, and I am the chosen of the Raven Queen to stop Caraptus from assaulting this world.
Ooh, that is extremely interesting. We should have to talk more about that. And you, priest of Neural, what is your name?
You may call me Ash.
Ash.
That this is actual name, so it's fair that he actually called me.
Okay. And Trent comes down. He stands over here. He's like, "So speak. What do you
Well-
here for?"
So
I take it
Morgan,
you know what I am transporting. That is why you are here.
Morgan would step forward now and try to, like, with as much clout as he can muster. He made sure he put on his signet ring. And it's just, my name is Morgan Arior Ellerdeer. I am heir to the Duke of the Shieldlands, and he goes on with this whole like
Okay,
the
I
Daenerys
have to.
Targaryen breaker of chains.
You are part of the royalty, but you're not that high up in the royalty chain.
Okay, well, whatever. That's what he's saying,
Yeah.
regardless.
Okay.
And,
the only reason
You
is
look
because
like Raleigh.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He can
I'm
be
joking.
royalty. It's just there's
Um,
actual people that are in that. He's just in the succession. You're not vice president, but you're in the totem.
Right. Yeah, like, he married his daughter. I think he's probably got a son and stuff too. But he's
You're
planning
Secretary
on,
of the Interior.
In his
There you
mind,
go.
he's heir because everybody else is gonna drop dead.
There you go.
By his hand.
But then he'd like try to maybe not lie then, but say like he speaks on behalf of the
Better. Perfect. Because they can't catch you in a lie then.
right.
Cool.
And it says we have been shanghaied by Prince Zeech of Alhast, and with the sole obligation of capturing your ship, killing your men, and stealing your cargo. Your cargo is not safe to proceed to Greyhawk. There is an island out in the near what is this
Near div.
Near div. Yeah.
near div that can grant us solace. I would much prefer to do this the easy way.
Oh God.
And as he says that, he reaches for his coin purse.
Sir,
He points his spear at you and he goes, I wouldn't do that, friend. Let's just talk first.
sir, we have been pawns in many people's various games, and
Press ganged into an opportunity.
I just want to get my soul back.
Right.
And
Admin Fort is the place that you're looking for.
Was it?
Just so you know,
Admin Fort?
Morgan.
Admin
Fort.
Admin Forts.
Admin Fort is the name of the fortress city on the, and I don't know what the actual name of the island is. It might be called
Cleveland.
You're
Yeah.
correct. You are correct.
Admin Fort, Cleveland.
There you go.
So yeah, I'll just say I just want my soul back, and I want to get out of here and retire somewhere else. That's all I want.
My goal is to stop Caraptus from returning to this land, and he needs these souls to do it.
Trent pipes up at that point and goes, I also want my soul back.
Oh, I forgot you were here. I apologize. I should have. This is Trent. He's a friend.
And
Hi, Trent.
without looking back over his shoulder at you, Ash, he goes, and what of you, priest?
I am here to make sure that those souls get where they belong.
And where is that?
Where they belong.
So
Back to their
Greyhawk.
bodies, or to perhaps
If
the
they
Raven
are
Queen.
in their proper bodies, then when those bodies die, they can go to Nerul, preferably.
Excellent.
Or
So
to
I
the
think-
Raven Queen. There's
Do
really
not
no-
belong here on this ship.
That is fair.
in
That is a fair
cargo.
assessment, yes.
This ship is transporting him to a place we'll be able to take care of this.
Sounds
ship
great.
is
We're all
not
on board. We're all
I-
friends here.
I'd love it. Yep, Greyhawk Ho. That's fine with me.
All
Whatever.
of you who are searching for your souls, if you are the soulless, we will find out for sure. If your
Yep.
souls are in the hold of this ship that are being transported, we will see what we can do to get them back to you.
That would be great.
That is more than reasonable. Thank you.
And what is the plan for these souls once they return to Greyhawk?
Well, we are going to try to see if we can't match them up with the people that we have already transported there.
Now there are many, and many that are very powerful, who are
Yes.
looking to use these souls to bring Caraptus to this world.
So you say, and this is news to me. We will have to speak further of this.
Indeed.
We have
So-
heard of this Caraptus and supposedly coming back, and supposedly the underlings, the minions of Caraptus, has been using you as pawns in stealing souls, but we have had no validity to any of this. Or
Do not take this lightly.
we do not. Do you know where I go?
Well, you go to Greyhawk, from what I understand.
And do you know who I intend to meet in Greyhawk?
Yes, but I do not remember their name at the moment. Perhaps the DM will allow me to. The Sinister Six? What are they called? What are they...
Spider-Man comes onto the boat.
So that would be some shit. I want to be Spider-Man.
Right? I call dibs on Spidey.
What like I'm gonna have to make a Spider-Man build now. I need some sort of web slinging spell though.
There you go.
I'll be the
Web.
Scarlet Spider.
Web is your spell, man.
Well, but that's web. That's not web slinging. That's just like
No, we would alter it.
No,
Okay.
Scragholm
Yeah,
Island.
see?
Scragholm Island is what
Raleigh
it's
now.
called, by
He's
the
got
way.
no reason to live. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
fucking
By
Spider-Man.
the way, it's not Cleveland, it's Scragholm Island.
Scragholm
according
Island.
to Lee Kim.
I thank you, Lee. I appreciate you looking.
I
that
just
up,
believe
sir.
him. I don't
Thanks,
know the
Lee.
difference one
Yeah.
way or the
Well,
other.
he had the fort right, but I just didn't want to
Yeah.
say anything.
So what was the name of those guys again?
The Circle of Eight or something
the
like
Circle of
that.
Eight.
Yes.
Sinister Six,
Okay,
Circle of Eight.
I'll drop.
Tatum Tower.
Okay, you guys will probably know this name. If nothing else, even your non-Grey Hawkish knowledge should come through. Mordekainen.
Oh, I've heard of him. I have a book
Oh,
with his
yeah.
name on it.
Yes, he's
You've got a spell he does.
Yes,
some
he-
man-
She's got several spells.
yes. He was, because I don't think he is anymore, but he was the head of the Circle of Eight.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think they've moved on from him, and I should say, he moved on from them. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, Tensor.
It's
all
like
those-
fucking Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake leaving
He's-
NSYNC,
all right,
maybe?
I-
Do we know? Is that the one?
No. Here, I'll put it in terms that you guys will understand. He just told you,
Like
he's
Ricky
taking
Martin leaving Menudo?
He's taking it to the Justice League, is what he just told me.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Because I'm
yeah.
taking these to the Justice League.
Yeah. No,
So they can
I
figure
figured that. I knew that.
Yeah. So there you go.
Morgan is like, and
Oh
that
shit!
is-
By the way, at this point, I just take those the circlets and toss them into the drink. I just right over the bow.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the point of no
At
return
this
now.
point, the jig is up. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll throw mine over in the ocean as well.
I
Okay,
don't
so
want him
you
following
guys
us
chuck him
anymore.
over into the ocean. He goes, very well. This is good. We will get you your souls back. We will all talk, and we will all figure out everything together. I do not know all of the information, but those I'm taking you to will be able to speak at good length to it.
I'm
Now-
assuming we're sailing away from the island
Yes.
that so
Yeah,
they're,
you-
That you want to
there's
go
this-
to? Yes, the one place
yeah,
you want to
this
be.
moment of brooding, whatever. Where like
It's in the north, and he's sailing south.
yeah, so he like looks off to the north with just like this, like I was so close,
So
like
close.
you know that's home is, and then resolves like very well. I will help you defend. We were only the plan A, if that. There will be others. Your ship will be in danger until it is at Greyhawk City. I will do my best to protect you.
I am well protected, but
Well,
it appears that we are all doing very well together. But I need just one more assurance from you, and
Who would you
He
like me
says-
to kill?
I would like you to place all your weapons on the deck here next to me.
Oh, I don't
Sure.
have anything on me that I can place down.
Sure.
I'll put
yeah,
my
I'll put
shield down. I don't know.
Okay.
That's all I got.
No, that's fine. He
Yeah.
says, your weapons. It is just an act of.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'll put my rapier down, my hand crossbow, the heavy crossbow, and whatever daggers I might have on my
He's
body.
20
Okay.
minutes later, he's finally done.
Okay. And since
Morgan
we're-
does kind of like a similar thing to Talon, where he like doesn't have any weapons, but he has like the hilt, and so he like in dramatic fashion pulls the handle out of the
It's just a
sword,
help.
but then it's just a handle, you know, because he hasn't like summoned the flame blade, so he's just like, do you want my sword handle?
Yes, he puts it down. And as you guys are putting your weapons down, and Trent goes over and he puts his axe down, into vision pop up 4 people.
Is he gonna
The-
fuck us?
These are my friends.
I know these guys.
Do you know these guys?
These
guys are
fucking guys.
Fucking awesome, yeah.
These are my associates.
The
This is-
turtle is, of course, standing on the side of the bow deck somehow.
Oh, these fucking guys.
And I'm
This is
assuming the
Alar.
wizard Alar had made them invisible.
That's
yes, they were invisible. So this is Alar Moonbrook, Altus Vitan, Yarg, and Gad the Axe. These are my compatriots. You may call me Vid.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
I didn't know we were dealing with real good guys. I assumed it was like Bandit Kingdom good guys, and they were still assholes.
No, these are good guys. Good guys. All right. So basically, what happens then is the weapons are collected and put into a chest. The chest is left on the deck. He does put a padlock on it. Vin does, and it's flimsy though. It's not. He says, purely ceremonial, as you can tell. Any of you could get into this as child's play. So we sail and we go to Greyhawk, and that's where we're going to end this.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Yeah. See, you guys, you didn't. If you had attacked the ship,
We'd have to fight ourselves.
Yes,
That would have
you were
been
gonna
kind of
fight those-
cool, actually. But
You would have fought these four.
That
guys.
would have been pretty cool.
Now, this guy here, Vin, okay, he is an original Gary Gygax character.
Really? That's cool.
Nice.
So that's what you would have been fighting one of Gary's guys. So just so you know, he's no slouch.
Right.
So just so you know, you would have died.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, you guys would have probably taken him eventually,
Yeah.
but not before. I don't know, between the four good guys and Vin. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
our good guys did pretty well.
You did.
too.
Yeah, I think they're all. Well, if I remember that, we were level 10 with those guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would have happened?
In perspective, they're stronger than us.
What would have happened is actually these guys were actually lower level than you. It was the bad guys that were
Oh,
the bad
right.
level 10s.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
These guys, basically, if a combat would have erupted, you guys would have been controlling your old guys, and then
That would
I
have been
would've
fun.
Right,
but,
I would have made you
yeah.
fight each
Oh,
other.
nice.
So now
then-
let me ask you a question. Did you expect us to drop a demon and then fireball the other ship?
No, I did not. Well, let's put it this way. I am dealing with you guys. So
Yeah.
basically, I had contention plans for either way.
Right.
It's
Now,
like,
just before we go to one last look over at the ship, does that thing look like it's going down, or they have it?
it
under-
looks bad. And
Okay.
there's a heavy plume of black smoke coming up from it. It doesn't appear to be sunk, but you guys are like putting some serious distance between you and that ship.
Sure.
So it doesn't look healthy at all. So there you go.
Yeah, and that demon is there for
Yeah, that
an
demon.
hour
Yeah, it's
on his own.
on his own or until he's dead. So
Right.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah.
So who knows? Who knows what happens with that ship?
Yeah.
I mean, it could sink.
There's a story right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zeech, we're not going to be able to go back to Zeech's house. That's for sure.
No,
never.
no,
Oh no.
nope.
We have burned every single bridge we have crossed. I just want you guys to know
And
that.
I want to point
We've
out,
all
this
been
is-
he was a Nazi.
I know.
Just when
Like,
Ash
he
found the
didn't want us to do anything too terrible. Just bring him a bunch of souls that were going to power some like Armageddon.
no, he was just doing that for the Iuzians.
Yeah, but
Well,
we
exactly.
can't trust him.
That like, I know that his motives weren't bad, but it was still a very bad thing. that
He's
he-
a Nazi. His
Yeah, I know.
motives are bad, regardless
Yeah,
of what he
Wynn
does with
Wyndham
the
liked
Iuzians.
the money and he
I
liked
think
the,
he just
the
prescribed
comfort,
in Nazi fashion. Sorry,
but he didn't like the city. It was too much for him. But he did like the money though.
See, this is what happens when
Yeah.
you just put people in jack boots. They automatically assume they're not.
Look at that town. He had ghettos for people of different races. Like
Yes.
it's the definition of a Nazi.
Yeah,
That is
he pretty much was
pretty
a Nazi.
damning.
Yeah, yeah.
Still
I-
the friendliest guy we've
You
met
can
so
be
far.
a gregarious Nazi, but you're still a Nazi.
So true. So true. Well, with that having been
Yeah,
said,
to on that note.
Yeah.
thank you for watching.
Gregarious Nazi, another track on the
Return-
Nice.
That's right there in Jesus' album.
Thank you for watching Return to the Bandit Kingdoms, episode number 41. Let's go ahead, Steve.
Yes, I'm Steve, as was just mentioned, and you can find me here.
There it is.
Hopefully that's all.
Yeah, so stop
Alright.
looking, assholes.
Yeah. All right, Michael.
I'm Michael, and yeah, it's been fun.
Okay. All right. And he plays, I should say, Steve plays Wyndon.
I do.
This is strictly for podcast people. Michael
Yes.
plays Ash, if you haven't figured it out, which probably. All right. Hey, Jarrus, your turn, baby.
I play Morgan for this episode. You can catch me right here Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got Ragana. It's Ravana with a V.
You have a lot of trouble with that name, and you created it.
Yeah, but me, Will, Adam, all here Friday nights. In a whole other world, whole other universe. Doing that D&D hero thing.
Dun dun dun. Adam.
Yeah. So anyway, you can find me here. You can find me in Ravana, as you may have heard. And go to YouTube/Mr. AtomPL. I'll actually put up the other thing here so you can see it. And down at the bottom, underneath the little chat bar there.
Actually, too, if you go down, I put a link.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, there's a link. Watch
not
older
looking at
episodes on YouTube. If you go down,
and I'm sorry that I'm behind on those. You can still. I've got to put Ravana and Return to the Bandit Kingdoms on there.
Yeah.
And also
scroll down, you guys can find it.
Yeah, scroll down. You can also check out seasons 1 and 2 of the Reset Switch, my sitcom web series, and then a new web series coming up, which we're working on right now. We're filming almost as we speak, except they need me, so we're not doing it right this moment. And it's called Super. It's a superhero-themed web series, so check it out whenever we're done with it.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? This is something we haven't really done. Where could people find you on Twitter?
You can find me at, I think, at ATOM Zeidler, but I don't really do much on there, so you might as well just find me.
It's all right. It's okay. All right.
Yeah.
And I am Will DM, the illustrious DM for this show. I am also the Dungeon Master for the... Well, actually, I'm not the Dungeon Master. I'm the Game Master for the upcoming Tales of a Savage Land, which will be premiering the 10th. I actually have
a week from tomorrow.
Yep.
Shit.
Wednesday
Coming
the 10th.
Up. We should play the video next time.
Yeah, we should.
I should have played it today.
Yeah. That'll be starting. That is a Savage Worlds game, actually. So I do that. I did record a episode of the Downroll, but I hated it, so I deleted it. And I'm not recording it again.
So did you do it live and delete it, or what did you do?
Yeah, I didn't post it to YouTube. Let's put it that way. The audio was all jacked up. It was like on that delay, and it was like I was talking, and then you would hear the voice, sort of bullshit. So
that's weird.
Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, you can find me if you want to stay up on top of everything. We changed the Facebook. Now the Facebook community is Greyhawk Adventures. If you just go to Greyhawk Adventures on Facebook, you will find out information about Return to the Bandit Kingdoms, as well as any other Greyhawk show that we'll be doing or producing, and just cool Greyhawk information as well. And then there will also be the Tales of a Savage Land is also on Facebook, and you can find me on Twitter at Giant Stomp. And that's where you can find me there. So I want to say thank you again to everybody for tuning in and watching. We appreciate it very much so. And have a good evening. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm trying to find the video to put it on there. So, I found it.
Woohoo.
All right, so I'll put the video for Savage Lands so you guys can see that on your way out. And then we'll see you next time here on Return to the Bandit Kingdoms.
Dun, dun, dun.
See.
The fools of today know nothing of the mysteries of the past. They walk down streets built upon the bones of fallen empires that gave them their technology, their magic, the very blood that courses through their veins. Great empires once ruled all. The first occurred when man was just a scavenger. They were the Salis, Snake men, as the ignorant call them today. Their magic was strong, but dark, and connected to the foul outer gods. This connection would be their downfall, as the outer gods charge a steep price for their knowledge. In the end, their dealings brought a cataclysm down upon Ura that nearly destroyed all life. What remained clawed slowly out of the devastation and began to rebuild. As they did, they found the remnants of the Salus. They discovered their cities, science and magic, even some of their experiments. They took the magic as their own, swearing not to abuse it as the reptilians had, as if they could resist the allure of its power. They might have sworn off worship to the outer gods, but they were playing with the same fire. They called this the Age of Wonder, and the imbeciles still look back upon it with their stories of fables and romance. True, there was more magic, science, and prosperity then, probably more than at any other time before or since. They were as ignorant as the fools today. Their meddling led to the weakening of the weave between the worlds, and through this weakened weave, the Celestians were able to emerge. The Gilded Ones, with their beauty and perfection, soon took control of everything, and then began fighting amongst themselves and using man as their pawns. Eventually, those who fought against them closed the hole between the worlds, cutting them off from the power that made them godlike. Overnight, they went from being gods to merely powerful mortals. Mortals that could be killed. The last of the most recent follies from man was the unenlightened glory of Rosar. The greatest of man's empires, it stretched farther and more significant than any man's nations throughout history. The fools of Rosar believed themselves superior to all, and they pushed against all other races. They thought if they could force them into the worst corners of the world, or even exterminate them, they would have harmony and a perfect world. Little did the Nullets realize that man is his own worst enemy, and the Empire crumbles before even 1,000 years have passed. Now Ura is a fractured land divided up between rival nations, dark magic, and the worshipping of foul gods is once more on the rise as the lessons of the past have all been forgotten. Now these fools will bring down the same calamities as their ancestors. And my fellows and I will watch and laugh. Oh, how we'll laugh.